Oh, okay, there we go. I accidentally knocked the USB that, like, made that box go out. Oops. Protoweb or archive.org. Oh, I have my own sites. I'm still getting set up. Oh my, I always, like, wait about 5 minutes. I want to make tea, but someone's in the kitchen. I don't know much about Protoweb. Does the archive, like, let you access through HTTP? Is that a thing? No idea. I intend to use archive to find old things that seemed gone, only to find they were so specific they weren't saved anyways. Oh yeah. Things that need archiving the most. Fellas, I have the ThinkPad out, and this thing is so big. How's the audio working? Everything should be relatively... 8-bit music is, like, very in-your-face, so I always assume it's loud. Dragon Gaming Real, kind of? Maybe? Sorta, not? So, this is, like... I was going to... Let me, like, move this over real fast. I was going to, like, try Sonic CD with the Sonic CD I have, and I installed it. This application has failed to start because Dino2D.dll was not found. Crush, if anyone knows what Dino2D.dll is, it's probably you. 1 kilobyte? Oh, well, that's the shortcut. it won't work to do one of the lives missing. For XP? I'm guessing it was like on Windows 95 or something. If your Sonic the Hedgehog trademark CD does not automatically start when you insert the CD-ROM, it might be because the Windows R95 operating system is not enabled or whatever. Pictures in Sonic help. Minimizing game causes pause. Screensavers. New game choice disappears. Fax modem. Some fax or modem software has been observed to have problems transmitting and receiving a fax over 5 pages in length while playing Sonic the Hedgehog CD. If you experience modem problems during gameplay, try pausing or minimizing the active game during incoming and outgoing fax message. Are you fucking kidding me? It's an old version. Dino is basically some Intel's library for handling audio and video. Dino 2D is the OG Sonic CD release. There were 2 PC versions. Yeah, this is a legitimate CD I have. Like, this is what I played when I had my, like, Windows 2000 PC that my great-grandfather built. Like, back in... You need the latest DirectX version. Oh, yeah, like DirectX 12 on my Windows XP ThinkPad. From, like, I don't know what year this was. That Dino 2D is less common. I'm actually... This version predates DX. I'm glad I actually, like, have this happening because I think this is a good way to open a stream like this with, like, Windows XP where you just have driver issues and shit. You can't just run anything because everything's wrong. Dino 2D is on the root of the CD in a folder. Dino 2D is the oldie version. They later released a DirectX one. Oh, so this is, like, actually predating... Fucking... Wow. Like, I thought DirectX, like, came with Windows 95. The procedure entry point SL, map, LS, IP, EBP, 12 could not be loaded dynamic. See what I mean? Like, nothing fucking works. But this opens the installer. Can I just open the thing? Also, I think Dino 2D8 XP. I imagine it would. I imagine it utterly loathes XP because, like, at this point, DirectX is just taken over. Can you just open... Isn't it like a thing you can do? Like, open, but only... It just goes to auto start. I'm pretty sure there's a way to, like, get... Oh! We're here. Yeah, it's very weird. SSP. Sega SATA Pro. I don't know why I read setup as... Held a message for reason. Sex-based term. Allow with posted chat. You're boned, by the way. One sec. I'm not actually gonna play this right now. I'm not. If I play this, I will probably have a proper stream where I could finally experience Sonic CD and not, like, die and give up. I never really got far in Sonic CD, and I only replayed it in, like, 2000, because anytime later I had this, I was on his XP machine, which means I would have probably had this issue back then and just not known how to fix it. If I play anything today, it'll probably be, like, Humongous Entertainment, because Turquoise literally has me in a dungeon right now until I do. But I think that things being broken is a great way to, like, start a Windows XP stream, a Windows stream in general. I fucking hate Think Nipples. But yeah, this is a real thing. Sega Entertainment, and Sonic is like holding the Time Chaos Emerald or whatever. Sonic CD distributed exclusively by Expert Software. Portions to copyright 1997 Expert Software. Windows 95. Do you guys remember when the ESRB had the K to A rating? Like, before they realized, like, what if we just called it, like, everybody instead? When did that happen? When did they, like, realize they could just retcon that? Here, I'll put you here for now. I'm not about to get, like, a ThinkPad with Windows XP, or 2000, or 95, or whatever. As I understand, once you get to that period, like, the laptops start skyrocketing in price. Just the hardware in general, because that's like the super nostalgia. But what else do I have? I have websites. Last time I was looking at Lemmy's Land, we might go back to Lemmy's Land too. It literally died for a while. Like, I posted it to YouTube, and then someone was like, oh yeah, I used to go there. And I went back like 5 hours ago, and it was up, and then it died. And then like days and days it was down, and I checked it again out of curiosity, and apparently it's back up. So I don't know if I had a hand in somehow killing Lemmy's Land temporarily, but which is impressive because I'm a fucking nobody. Remember they had an EC early childhood rating as edutainment games actually existed back then. Yeah, like that Humongous Entertainment was EC, I believe. Would Dragon Tales have been EC? I think it would have been. Oh, ooh, I could like see if there's an activity center for Dragon Tales. I might check if that's a thing. Archive.org. DirecTV, Lamau, Google Keyboard. Dragon Tales PC. You can go away for now. I'll look at you later. Anyways, I have good news though. I think I could go make myself some tea real fast. So I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go make some tea. It'll be like 2.5, 3 minutes. And then I should be able to actually start this stream, so. I think the most I got out of the Dino version crash is on dinowave.dll. I'm gonna make dinoleaf.dll. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I've got the carrots over here. This. I have this thing. And that thing. And there's that over there. What am I doing? Okay. Be right back, heals himself. Lamau, great. Oh, I didn't notice that. I didn't notice the timing. I should probably put the green tea in the tea so I can actually have my tea. Okay. Sonic and Humongous Entertainment. 2 hyperfixations here. Also, by the way, Humongous Entertainment are cool because they're Win32 era. They use a bootstrap exe that's 16-bit to launch a 32-bit on executable on 3.1, so it's still compatible with Windows to this day on modern ones. Yeah. Windows tends to have decent backwards compatibility, except when it doesn't, and that's a fucking lie. Does it still work? I imagine they still work. The thing is, you still have like your color and stuff. ProtoWeb is a proxy for old internet sites via archive.org, but natively through the direct link site. Also a site that mimics old YouTube lets vids play on old Pentiums. I should consider messing around with that at some point. I can't believe Dragon Knight is fucking dead. If it doesn't use old 16-bit libraries, they drop that in 64-bit. Yeah, at that point, architectures were pretty much 32 and 64 at most, like hybrid. I still remember my 2005 desktop was a 64-bit processor, but running Windows 32 for the longest time. It wasn't until I installed Ubuntu that, like, I realized it could actually run 64-bit stuff. So Windows was just cheaping out. Like, ooh, you want the 64-bit version? The 16-bit World of Warcraft actually leaked for 64-bit. WoW is Windows on Windows. Okay, I was gonna be like, there's no way that World of Warcraft ran on 16-bit hardware. A lot of stuff can be ran by a 16-bit subsystem like old... Yeah, like VMs and stuff. Obviously, that's a proxy. Like, you can do that. That's not a big deal. Anyone, that's basically what emulation does, right? Alright, kids. It's happy music time. Oh, whoops, I forgot to... I wanted to look for the Dragon Tales while I was doing this. Alright, well... I'll, Oh no, there's something. Okay, well, I'll have to look at that later. I'm just gonna, like, download that right now. Or buy it from Micro Center or whatever. Don't even saw me mention it, but I remember there's a flash site I remember for Dragon Tales. If it even works. Alright, here we go. I will have to see if I can get that over on here at some point, but... So there's another website that I used to go to a lot. There was a time I actually had I was using my stepdad's, like, late 90s laptop. And it was, okay, so it was a late 90s laptop. And I used to go to Game FAQs, because, you know, they had plain text stuff. I used to go Super Cheats, and I used to go to this one Pokemon website someone ran, called TRsRockin.com. TRsRockin.com, I think, because it's Team Rocket. But when I was, like, learning about Missing Now and stuff, this was a site I went to a lot. And it had a bunch of glitches and stuff. I want to say it was about... Also, this was also the time when, like, because laptops and internet wasn't, like, a common thing, wireless especially, I would download web pages, because your browser would, like, let you do that. You'd, like, be able to make offline versions of pages, because, you know, the websites fucking worked like that at one point in time. So that was, like, one way I could actually, like, look over sites and stuff while I was away from the internet. And this was, like, you know, we didn't have Wi-Fi for a decent while. We did eventually get it, like, sometimes 2004 or 2005, I think. But initially, it was, like, Ethernet only. Or it might have actually been that we had a Wi-Fi router, but I, at the time, just didn't have a system that could use it. Because it was just this, like, 90s laptop, which only had Ethernet. And then I remember being in 3rd grade, coming back home from school, and I would, like, plug the Ethernet in and, like, hop onto the interwebs. It's basically my kind of thing to run on stuff on modern Windows to see how broken it is. Sniff Adventure still works. Here's ProtoWeb, by the way. You just type their link into the Windows XP internet settings and it will work. I'll have to, like, dig into that at some point. See what happens. Hopefully it has a search engine so I can find websites on the internet. The World Wide Web. Anyways, all that shit aside. Can you believe Apple's the first people to use Wi-Fi? Apple is people? So, there was TRsRockin. It was... I haven't seen this website in a very long time. Pokemon. This is also, like, definitely of its time, you can tell. This seems like whoever's, like, hosting it now is, like, hosting a copy of the site. Like, this is... I'm pretty sure this is not, like... 2004 T24, whatever this is. Hello, like many of you, TRsRockin was this site I spent any hours browsing through in my youth. It's weird because there's not really hours of content, I don't think. Don't mind me, I'm just chewing food. I don't want to, like, ASMR the stream that hard. What was I doing? I eventually moved on to other things. And it was only later that I found out it had shut down back in 2011, after randomly remembering it one day after many years. There was a mirror up for a while, however that too has been offline for quite some time now. And well around it's still technically accessible at archive.org, but frankly that was good enough for me. It can be quite slow in access, it can be somewhat cumbersome. I wanted I wanted something better a way to access TRsRockin as well as we used to, you know, us old kids. But simply typing the URL or searching it for Google. Yeah, because, like, they're hosting .com. I don't even know if .com is around anymore. Like, it probably leads to, like, some kind of Indian gambling site if I had to guess. So, like, they're using .xyz. So it seems like it's an archive.org copy that they just are hosting separate. I wonder where, like, John TRS is these days. Careful, .com bubble will burst any moment now. I think the only first Apple did regarding Wi-Fi was having it built in the 1999 iBook. Man, iBook probably was like an iTome at the time. Was that the first time they used the I motif? When did that, like, first happen? Was it the iMac or the iBook? iPod wasn't until, like, 2002 or 3, I think. Actually, it might have been 2001. My mom had an iPod that I remember was, like, an old LCD, like, red and black one. Very gamer. So, 2010. Right, that would have been, that lines up. So the, like, person who's hosting did the 2024 post. Said that it went down in 2011. It looks like there was some Extra Life charity. Isn't this actually, like, a thing someone, like, does... It's not Vinny, I don't think. Like, I don't think the Vine Sauce Circle does Extra Life, does it? There's like some folks that do like this extra life thing, right? Like this is still a thing, I believe. Tomorrow I'll be gaming for 24 hours straight to raise money for Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Asking for people to sponsor me so I can reach my fundraising goal of $192. What a weird number. Yeah, though, like, oh god, Facebook team page. You know, this is 2010. This is back when even, like, normal people used Facebook. Like, this was before, like, the era when Facebook was basically for, like, people 60 and older. The first IMAX were in 1998. But yeah, I wonder where this person is these days. Like, that's the thing you have to wonder about these websites, too. They're probably... do they even remember, like, this website existed? This is probably, like, their college years at latest, a lot of the times, I imagine. Maybe high school, maybe, like, just above college. What the fuck? Wait, was this site also doing a character battle? The next battle for Missingno is against Sephiroth, the one-winged angel versus the no-winged bird type, so let's see the best artwork of said battle. I want to see artwork showing Missingno fighting Sephiroth. Give me your best work. DeviantArt submissions are preferred. You know, back when DeviantArt was still a usable art website. Does he still even like Pokemon? It's actually a chick. She did a lot of cosplay, I think. And does she... That's actually a funny point, too. It's like, do some of these people still like Pokemon? You know who's still fucking around, though, is Cerebi. Cerebi has been around since this era. The website looks like it hasn't aged a fucking century. And you know what? It's still one of the best website designs out there for this stuff. Granted, he did eventually get rid of the portal. Missingno just insults Sephiroth with your mom jokes. Let's see. But yeah, so... Questions, comments, letters. Email TRRose. Remove the no spam, please. Oh, that's a funny way to, like, stop spam, actually. Other hosted site. Peach TRsRockin. Princess Peach's Castle Courtyard and Texplexi. I have no idea what that is. I don't even know if those sites are still around anymore. Powered by Open Power. Power 8 hardware. Is that like an old server system or something? Maryland is still up. Really? I forgot about Maryland, actually. You know, like the state, right? I'm telling you guys, carrots and ranch are very good. So let's see. Missingno contest due March 12. If you don't want to draw Sephiroth, although it's preferred, just draw Missingno gearing up for battle. Because you know a portion of people were just not wanting to draw humans, they weren't confident. Missingno contest results plus Mercury picks. You can view all 3 entries in my DA journal. Guys, I wish I could click this, but you know DeviantArt is not going to work with Internet Explorer. I used to be really close friends with Maryland, but we sort of lost contact. Still caught us such a damn cool dude. That's fucking nuts. How to draw anime humans. I wish I could click this. I don't know what DeviantArt will do to this fucking computer. Especially on Internet Explorer. I don't even know if you can access DeviantArt with HTTP anymore. I miss old DeviantArt. So let's... There's a lot here. There's some it was just someone's hobby site at the time. Site map. English Toys. Is this like one of their... So like this is actually, to be clear by the way, this is also the website where I first heard about a number of bootleg things that you'll sometimes see like Vinny or whatever play a bootleg Pokemon game or something, and I first heard of a lot of them like here, like Pokemon Diamond and Jade and stuff like that. Like this is the first time I'd hear about it. To the trained eye, dollar stores are a constant source of English amusement, particularly in the toy aisles. You will never find a more hilarious collection of English than on cheap toy packages. Guys, what if we actually see, like, what's his name? Robert Kopp on here. One random item in downtown El Paso shop was called Intellective Plank. My sister would put a piece of paper on TV and trace DBZ and Sailor Moon. Ooh, shit. Ouch. I remember playing Naranja as a kid. This was 2010, though. I never really used DA, so I missed out on a lot of socializing connections with other artists. Yeah, these days, like, I do not like the, like, Twitter format. Like, what is it? Like, Twitter or Blue Sky, any of that. Like, a lot of artists rely on those websites, and they suck as artists. Like, what are you doing? Literally go to a forum. That's better. And there's a few art sites, I think, that are left. Like, Sheezy art is, like, up and down here and there, apparently. That's still, like, around. The only one from D I know is my partner, so nothing really stuck, but it was a good time until it wasn't. I only have 2 carrots left. I'm running out. El Paso's biggest dollar store. Do you guys remember when websites were like these sort of like, not diaries per se, but like fast to surmount? The title alone should make you wonder. It sounds like they tried to sound a cool sounding, non-copyright infringing version of Too Fast, Too Furious. I thought it was a different like brand. And failed dismally. The cars look more like front ends of semi-trucks rather than actual race cars. You know, from this angle, they kind of look like something I would see in, like, Pixar's Cars. Like, I see the cartoon eyes right here. And they're, like, pointing upwards. You know, I realized how crazy it was that we had a GBA emulator that launched weeks before the console launch. And the VBA emu was, like, 2003, during Game Boy Advance era. I remember my parents somehow got a GBA. I think it might have been Visual Boy Advance. Like, on the home PC. In 2000 or 2001, I want to say. Because I was living in a certain house at the time. And they had Windows, or they had Pokemon Ruby. But it was a bad translation. And it translated fainted to die. I remember being like, how does this work? And for a long time, I didn't know. It was not until many years later that I actually like was on my own PC and had my own internet and stuff. And I was like starting to find out like how emulation works. Super Mario 64, or not 64, Super Mario World hacking was actually what got me into like the very earliest of game dev, even before RPG Maker. I want to say a couple of months before, I found out about Lunar Magic. Yeah, I remember Lunar Magic, and I found out Lunar Magic, and that kind of like led me down a rabbit trail to like Z-SNES. Which, by the way, the Z-SNES guys are back. Like, he's just back and he's, like, making a new version of Z-SNES. With, like, all sorts of GPU features and stuff. So, that's something fun. Oh, now this is the perfect music for looking through this stuff. Pirate Cutlass. Pirates of the High Seas. I love when they, like, make bootleg titles, but then they just have... I don't know if that's... Is that Johnny Depp? Or is that just, like, a guy in a Spirit Halloween costume? I could see why it would translate fate to die, since the Japanese term used is hinshi, on the verge of death. That's so weird to me still, since usually I hear this random person is back at some crypto garbage. The Z-SNES with a new Bitcoin miner for donations. The Super Z-SNES demo is funny. It's so ugly for texture pack mode. They just use X, B, or Z and normal matte filters. What I think is cool is they were trying to set up the sample pack, so you can put in high quality samples. It basically like turns Z-SNES into a MIDI player. That artwork looks familiar. Could it be Pirates of the Caribbean? No, it's Pirates of the High Seas, right? The text on the top left reads, "Conquer the sea." How about you try to conquer English first? I like the fact that Pirate and Cutlass are in different fonts. Oh god, they are. Look at that. Very thick over here. And then, like, thinner here. Although it's described as a Cutlass only, the set comes with all manners of cheap piratical accessories, yar. It's great because this is like piracy of its own, right? Police Equip Series. Text reads, "The finest quality and the best value." Somehow I doubt it. The text below was found on a bunch of different toy packages. It says, "Most new katana." What's a katana? The hell is katana? Completely new to come into the market. No capitalism, no clue what katana means. It's definitely not an English word. This completely new to come into the market slogan was found on the most products. I guess it's like a bad translation of all new or such like. A sword only folded only 100 times. Transformers. You didn't even try to like hide this. Going into the night markets and malls in Taipei is great. You see a lot of this bootleg stuff. I imagine like Asia has a lot of this stuff because like a lot of it comes from China. I imagine like I don't know, Taiwan and like maybe some of the like what is it, the I don't want to say Pacific. What am I thinking? South Asian, is it? Southeast Asian? What am I thinking of? I don't know what I'm thinking of. Like, the places like Final Fantasy X's aesthetics was based on. Hello, copyright infringement. First off, I doubt this thing actually transforms in any ways. Notice, like I was saying, that they didn't even, like, try to come up with a funny thing. They just said, like, yep, Transformers, here we go. I mean, current days, most of it's from China. Turquoise, did you see any, like, retro gaming handhelds there? I am actually morbidly curious. Because those are just, like, those are the modern day, like, Quadro 9-in-1. Like, because those SD cards, they just load it up, like, here's, like, a 128 gig SD card full of, like, stolen ROMs. Some of them are not even good ROMs, too. Like, they're, like, modified so they're not, like, no intro compliant or anything. There's a lot more from Intaman. No, Pyrol, this isn't Transformers, this is Transformers. Yeah, very modern, I see. I guess, the bootleggers were predicting the future there. I saw a bootleg Game Boy Color called the GB Boy Color once. Although the guy wanted way too much for it and the screen was in really bad shape. First off, I doubt this thing is actually Transformers in any way. Second, it looks more like a Gundam or a Zord than a Transformer. The ginormous weapon actually says Super Sword. I kind of see it. Yeah, it's like right here. There's something that says here. I can't read it. That's like the Halloween costume that has a picture of character on the front explaining what you're supposed to be. Note the completely unnecessary Chinese character at the top of the pack. These are everywhere on bootleg toys. Yeah, I did notice that too. There's just... I don't know what it's saying. This is a common, like, icon. Like, this is a very common glyph. I don't know what it means in Japan, but I assume it has a similar meaning in China. Rip in peace, GB Boy Color. Be without equal. Racer. Good toy that play. The Big Rigs merch. Be without equal racer. The title alone is worth a mention. But look at the tagline, good toy that play. Yikes. Not to mention that this looks nothing like a race car of any kind. Perhaps the bootleg companies have a different definition of racer, judging by this in the dander vehicle above. I swear, I'm expecting to scroll down and get Robert Kopp. I really am. Preeminent car. Oh, it's... Oh, that's car, like... Okay, there's the C, except it's stylized to go all around to the... That's so stupid! What a stupid logo! That's just, like, preeminent action replay. Tagline reads, the best welcome gifts for all children, pics taken on a camera phone so they're not that great. I don't know any kid who's considered a preeminent car to be a welcome gift of any sort. That would be something like gentleman, scholar, warrior, etc. So, like, maybe it's like mecha warrior or something. Unless it's like in Pinion too, that's another thing that could be happening. Oh god, if they mix like Pinion and like actual glyph meanings, that'd be like really weird to work with. I guess if you're like a native speaker, you can like understand it. Pyrol, I sent you the best English I found on Taiwan long ago. Okay, it's oh, I don't know that character's name. Some Hello Kitty character. Cheerfu and oh you'll the cut. You'll earfu. Once upon a time a rabbit who alwa. Dude, speak coherent Taiwanese, please. Put it on stream. I would. The problem is I have to open Discord, and then I have to, like, hope that the fucking iMac won't explode. Let's see if I can. Hold on. If I disappear, you know why now. New version of leg cord. Shut the fuck up and go away. At least leg cord is, like, less likely to explode. I'm on the wrong Discord. Pull up. Okay, let's see. Turquoise. I have to, like, streamline how I pull up these things. It always takes forever. Okay, I'm gonna shut down Discord because I hear my fan rolling. Shit. Okay, I'm gonna, like, drag it over there and just transition over here real fast. Cheerful and ooh and oh, you'll the cut. You'll earful. Once upon a time, the rabbit who alwa. So what is it trying to say? It feels like they just kind of like took some lyrics and like copy pasted it and then like hit a text limit or a character limit, so they just started cutting. I don't know if they like read this at all or understood any of it. English for non-native speakers be like once upon a time rabbit who alwa. You would have think like we would have gotten some more of this stuff too. Like where I lived, I think you would have gotten it at like swap meets and stuff. You'd probably find some stuff like that. Like anything that would have like ended up like, especially like stuff that maybe like got smuggled in from South America or whatever, like maybe like Team Rocket toys or whatever. My mom actually went to Little Tokyo once, and somehow she acquired a, what is it? It was a CD. I believe it was unlicensed. It was like a bootleg copy of a Japanese Team Rocket adventure song or whatever. Not song, but like it was something about Meowth running away because he felt unappreciated. And it was focused on Team Rocket. It even had Mundo. Like if you know Mundo, you know like the kind of like the era of Team Rocket I'm talking about. This would have been like Gen 1, Gen 2. But it would have been Gen 1 actually, but and I remember my mom actually did get the a translation online. It was like a 3-page translation and printed it out. So I did read it. But I remember, like, playing it on my CD player when I was going to bed. Because it was, like, one of those things, right? Like, you had a VHS in your TV, you'd watch VHSs while you're falling asleep. And then you wake up at, like, 2, 3, 4 hours later and you see, like, the VHS ended. And it just leaves you this, like, very strange feeling. And I would do that with the CD player, too, a lot. Work DIY tool set. Why didn't you just learn Japanese? You know, that would have been the time to do it. I would have had like a 15, 20 year head start. Guys, this would have been actually useful to have, like, when I finally repaired my DS. Like, I posted on the Hydra Place forum all the adventures I just went through, like, repairing my DS's hinge. Guys, now I can, like, build my own equipment or whatever, I don't know. Just, like, jammed some super glue in there, waited 24 hours, jammed all the buttons together, and now it works. Our builder friend says, very good, and come and play together, but the disclaimer tries to put a dander on all that is fun. Specifications, colors, and content may vary from illustrations. I love when you have, like, a very stock, disclaimer. A very, like, common sequence of words you're used to hearing on advertisements and packaging and stuff. And it feels like it got, like, put through 4 levels of Google Translate, so you hear, like, the general meaning of what it's trying to say, but it's all scrambled and using different words that you're not used to. You mean this set doesn't include the realistic-looking wrenches and screwdrivers pictured under the DIY? What a surprise. As you couldn't tell by the clear packaging, they felt the need to spell this out. However, this set does include many styles a lot, selected freely by your. So it can't be all bad, right? Super Basketball. Powerful, a strong sport. I doubt that a dollar store foam hoop is powerful or strong. Hoop. I can't English either. And probably doesn't count as a real sport either. The package tells us that spirit is unreal. Sadly, this English package is far too real. You should update your version of Internet Explorer. I would not be surprised if this is like the last version of Internet Explorer. This is, I think that whoever like installed this to the ThinkPad, like used a modern, like specially tailored, like bloatware-free version of Windows XP. I think it might even be like, I want to say it might be fan-made, I'm not sure. The one problem I have with this is it does not come with, what's it called? Screensavers. So I can't, like, go in here and I can't, oh, god damn it. I can't, like, select screensavers because there's no screensavers, and I'm really heartbroken about that. Maybe there's a way I could install screensavers. That'd be nice. Preeminent car. It's more of the, like, preeminent car brand. 100% new concept. Dude, this has never been done before. You know you've been waiting for this. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the preeminent car. It looks more like Barbie's double-decker bus to me. It features 100% new concept. I can't read that with a fucking straight face. And the stickers read, sweet and beautiful. Somehow it means out of place next to this high-tech city pictured on the card. Is this a best welcome gift? I don't think so. No one ever thought of a car. Well, no one's ever thought of, like, a Barbie's double-decker. What the fuck is this? Waist trimmer. Trust it, make you beauty healthy. We look smacking, and you know? Not a toy, but English just the same, claiming sauna action for men and women. The waist trimmer also says, trust it, make you beauty healthy. Let me put it this way. If you're getting all your fitness equipment from the dollar store, I think beauty healthy is the least of your problems. At the top line in the bottom text reads, for men and woman neoprene. What language is Neoprena supposed to be? Oh man, there's like 3 trips of these too. Oh, I was really hoping that may have been a DVD, because God, I would hope that it was in some way a scraped together thing. Imagine like that showing up on like Red Letter Media or something. Like just on an entire like exercise sauna routine, but it's like all in English. It has like an uncanny like monotone narration over everything. Guys, this is back in 2006, by the way. Notice that? 2005 feels like a weird milestone year. Like, does anyone else feel that? Like, for some reason, 2005 is a year that kind of sticks out in the mind. Unless you're, like, 5 years old, like Turquoise or something. Adventures in English. Trip 2. Did that ThinkPad come with Windows XP, or did you install it? Because I think the R61 is from, like, 2008 or 9. Which have been Vista or is 7 by then, although I do know business machines tended to hang on to XP for a bit longer. I want to say the guy who, like, was selling them probably, like, got a hold of them, maybe refurbished them, and installed Windows XP, like, for people who were looking for Windows XP. Windows XP laptops are not overpriced yet, at least they weren't when I got this. This is, like, maybe about a year ago I got this now. I want to say it was about a year ago now. Oh my god. I'd have to look at my logs, but... Anyways, Prettiness BB. The text reads, high quality, high performance. What? We seeing like Windows 98 plastic laptops with a brittle plastic. Giant gray box was like what the 95 one I had was. Or my stepdad rather. Or it might have been a 98, I'm not sure. By the time I was, like, using it, I think it was at least, like, 4 or 5 years old. I'm not sure. And, this is back in, like, 2003, where 5 years is a huge technological leap. Like, nowadays, 5 years isn't a big deal, like, for just about anything you do as a normal fucking person. Like, 2021 and 2026, that's... You could use things from 5 years ago and, like, have almost no difference. This iMac is from, like, 2020. I got 3 heavy Evil Beige 98 machines from each era. 98, 7, 99, 2000. One of each Pentium, and they hurt to lift. I use a PC from 10 years ago. 10 is usually, like, the farthest you go with a laptop, or a computer in general, yeah. And if you're not, like, doing anything in cutting edge... Like, I only really have this giant workstation because I'm doing all the streaming, I'm doing, like, running all sorts of stuff, or I might be, like, doing whatever. Like, that's just the stuff I do, so I kind of have to have all this stuff. Or at least I don't have to, but it's just useful to have. Especially because, like, thermal throttling whenever I'm doing intense stuff. Upgraded RAM to 32 just cause. Yeah, you can make use of RAM. Right now I'm on my ThinkPad P51, which is almost 10 years old now. Turquoise, how old is this laptop again? The R61i? Is it from like 1728 or something? What kind of performance do you expect to get out of a baby doll? God, this thing is fucking horrifying, and it's also like in this exorcist pose. As far as I can tell, there aren't even any moving parts. And if you take a close look, the doll doesn't even look very prettiness either. I have one Pentium 3 era ThinkPad. It's a great Windows 98 machine. ThinkPad was around that long? 2008 or 2009. So that is fucking like 15 or 20 years? Almost a 20-year-old laptop this thing is, give or take. My laptop is a crap HTX 360 with a Pentium Silva running Kubuntu since Windows is unable to use any chip slower than an i3. ThinkPad was early to mid-90s. Wow. Wasn't a pad back then, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure it was more like a brick you could kill someone with. Sweet Home. Simulating the true styles and making carefully altered styles are wonderful. She didn't even comment on it, she just like wrote that line. LBM sold to Toshiba in the late 2000s. Lenovo, not Toshiba. Oh, so Lenovo didn't make ThinkPad as a brand. That was just... So that was like them. Like, that was not them. They just kind of like bought a brand and then I guess kept... like, Think hardware, at least up to a certain point, like, is notoriously good. Like, I got a Think Center just because I liked what I was hearing with it. Like, Linux users love Think Center, or ThinkPads. At least until they stopped being as modular and, like, upgradable and, like, fixable. Like, they're bulky, but, like, their big thing is just, like, you could go in and change stuff around. Who's IBM's feature-packed laptop the best of the best, always from the 90s till the end. Even back then, they are ones to get. The butterfly keyboard is crazy. Even modern ThinkPads are very modular and upgradable. I thought there was a point that they stopped being that. Like, I love my Mac Mini, or not Mini, the M4 chip on the Air, but I do know that, like, that thing is, like, fragile. ThinkPads are like tanks. Cooking case. What exactly is a cooking case anyways? Oh, we know that it's lovely nifty. Do you think they'll have the evil stick on here? I don't think that was from this time period, though. I think it might have been either a little earlier or a little later. Ocean toys. How about a game of Finding Almost Nemo? The text at the bottom right corner of the Ocean Toys fish says, "Funny Eat Super Toys." I don't know. Wouldn't that be considered a choking hazard? PCIe and power over USB-C. Everything is convenient. They have Thunderbolt now. Really? ThinkPads are one of the few modern laptops that has a removable SSD and keyboard. Yeah. On Macs, MSIs, and some Dell keyboards is riveted to the frame and basically impossible to replace. Yeah, I got the M4 as a general netbook and as a writer's tool. I don't do, like, the crazy stuff on it, right? My other laptop is actually pretty modular, which is the Serval WS from System 76 back in, like, 2021, I want to say, or something. Maybe 2020, 2019 even, maybe. Like, it is a desktop computer, basically, but in laptop form. The problem is the thermals. Like, it's a very loud and heavy system. I've had Thunderbolt since the late 2010s. I've hit my quota for microplastics, so I'm looking for macroplastics. Guitar. Fashionably guitar. The fashionably guitar, with the inexplicably capitalized O, delivers dashing music for all. I forgot the Pi was still a thing as of late. I should get one of these laptops just to have them in case shit goes even south here. I wish I got a second Think Center for like $400. Like the one I have, I should have just gotten a second one while they were on sale and in reach. Now they probably like quadruple in price or something. They were like used, but like this one's been great. I put my one of my SSDs in there. Now it's got like a terabyte and a half of storage. That alone is probably like making this thing worth like 5 times as much as it was when I got it. Man, I miss these English things. Now I understand how someone could be on a site like this for hours. This stuff is around technically. Like, you see it a lot. It's just in different form. And then like Turquoise was saying, like, I imagine if you go to like, maybe like South America, Eastern Europe, or like various parts of Asia, you probably get lots of this stuff. I've been wanting a ThinkPad Butterfly, but they are crazy expensive on eBay, and always required a battery rebuild. Toys New Surround. This was a set of tinsel-ended batons. apparently featuring new surmount. Does that have anything to do with fast to surmount cars? Superior Wagon Police. The picture came out a little blurry, but the text on the car reads Superior Wagon Police. Love the flashy red collar and spoiler on the back. Oh right, spoiler like the weird stylistic thing, not like thing. Held a message for reason. Bullying. Allow post to chat. Oh yeah, I'll never get the shirt, that peanut butter chocolate bar motherfucker shirt. Turquoise, have you seen the new Ploopy Track Point mouse? I would not mind the Think Nipple if I at least had a normal touchpad to go with it. I still don't know why Turquoise is like, oh yeah, this is the best thing ever. I love these things. What the hell? Guys, faces that look like that are usually associated with a particular meme comic. You can't just put that on here. Super pedestal ball. Not suitable for oh, that's other languages. The package calls this super pedestal ball, but it looks like a pool table to me. I don't see any balls either. Oh yeah, what the fuck? They have the plastic here for like the balls to go in, and there's just none there. I don't see any balls either. Notice the text you can read, not suitable for children. And who's supposed to play with this thing? Balls are DLC. Soul Stirring. Soul Stirring is the best welcome gift for the children game. This was some kind of motorized spinner toy game. Maybe supposed to be a ripoff of Beyblade type toy, but not the... Note the anime guy in the pack. Oh yeah, there's like John Anime over here. I don't get the soul stirring aspect. It doesn't look that exciting, honestly. Just looks it's pretty cool. Oh yeah, the track balls. Or track thing. Ball. At least the keyboard is open source and modular. I wonder if I should just eventually get like a emergency laptop. Another thing about the M4 is you can't really put like Linux on it. Which like solves the issue of OS X, which I think OS X is... I do need OS X because Scrivener for some reason refuses to make a Linux version of their system, even though that they probably should just drop Windows and go to Linux now. But like, just give us like OS X and Linux versions of Scrivener and I'll be happy. Scrivener's great. I do actually like Scrivener. I've been using that to write Serial of End, which I had wrote like 300 words like the other day or something. And I wrote nothing last night because I was procrastinating. I want a laptop shell that's just a USB input for like a Raspberry Pi or something. Fire Company. Action figure set. The text reads, urgently start off the hero. Urgently learn English. The dollar store. I wonder what the like pipeline is when you're a dollar store man. Like, how like who is your supplier? How does this work? Like, where do you get this stuff? Refinement Snow Dog. Ooh, $1. Do you guys remember when the dollar store costed $1 for things? Like USB portable monitor, but a keyboard bolted on. Buy from the 50-cent store and mark it up 100%. Refinement Snow Dog. The toy is a battery-operated husky dog. It's cute, but I don't think it's refinement. This is also simulating the true styles and making carefully. Does that mean bootlegging toys as real toys as closely as we can? $1 or $2 store. Like, they have to use abandoned molds and just whatever plastics they can get. Yeah, like, I always just think, like, is there, like, a factory or, like, a supplier? Like, who sends this and, like, decides, like, okay, this is where we're gonna get our stuff? Super weapon. The force weapon. Children are encouraged to shoot it. Good. Police playset. Featuring Super Police Appliance. Do these appliances belong to the Superior Wagon Police? My dollar store had a wall of Prime drinks for like a year. The power of Matrix. I like this right up here of like the warning, and then you've just got like not Neo over here. The purple Matrix has you. In this double gun arsenal, one gun features clicker action and the other ricochet sound. Both guns feature authentic Power of Matrix stickers. Bootlegging art of Neo too. This is my favorite of this current English lot. It's not Dream of Cracker, but it's certainly close. Guys, got one more of his trips, and then there's the bootleg Pokemon merch. That's like where things get real good. Oh no, this is like a lost media image right here. Sadly, the El Paso's biggest dollar store is no more. It closed down several months ago, taking all of its English goodness with it. So I guess this wasn't just, like, Dollar Tree. I'm guessing this was like a local place in El Paso or something. Luckily, I was able to get one last set of pictures before they closed down for good. Let us have a moment of silence for the great treasure trove of preeminent car and be without equal racer. This third batch of photos doesn't come from any particular outing, and there's some English pics from the other locations as well. Okay, so there's some here and there around there. To this day, we're having bootleg Pokemon stuff, but also don't know which one are bootlegs and which one aren't, since it used to be kind of sneaky. I know my Nidorina plush is super bootleg, though. Do you guys think, like, vintage Pokemon bootleg merch is, like, highly sought after nowadays? Do you think that also has, like, a premium on eBay? Benign Girl. Beware of her evil twin, Malignant Girl. Appearing soon in an almost Barbie aisle near you. A wannabe CD player that comes with a fashionable CD. If you look to the right of the second image, you'll see Super Telephone called Naughty Boy. Featuring a child wearing too much eyeliner and a notice that the phone has Vogue features. I don't get it. We sometimes see that on the flea market too. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, Crash, do you get a lot of English, like, bootleg stuff still? Like, is that still, like, appear in the places you look? Like, the like, yeah, flea markets especially and stuff like that? Because I imagine, like, people, like, have been getting this for the past 10, 20 years, and, like, they grow up and then they liquidate it all. Or, like, donate it to, like, your equivalent of a Goodwill. Much more rarely, but sometimes still. I want to go to a CC El Paso, but it's an 8-hour drive. Yeah, I never really got a lot of bootleg stuff. Like I said, my mom got the bootleg of, that Team Rocket thing, and I thought that was about it. Calculator. Do you see what's wrong with this picture? The one to the left is indeed a calculator. The one on the right, it's a stopwatch. A stopwatch that doesn't include any kind of calculator functions. Basketball prompting. Like AI basketball? What is the basketball prompting you to do? And why is there an oddly placed number 0 underneath the prompt? Oh, what the fuck, there is? It's like right there. What? The world may never know. Note the golf play toys on the right. Play toys? What else do you do with them? Fun toys. My uncle would gift us DVDs of movies he rented and ripped using that one DVD ripping software with the fox as a mascot. I don't know that one off the top of my head. I know Nero was used to burn. I used to burn a few of those. I burned a few, like, pirated movies and brought them to high school once, or, like, junior high. Like, we watched the Japanese subtitled anime of Animal Crossing. Don't ask me why. I mean, we didn't actively watch it. We just kind of had it running in the background one day. I don't know if anyone actually watched it. It was, like, a novelty at the time, too. Funt toys. A simple typo that someone should have caught before production. This is the Special Styles Fun Toys, with the text underneath saying something about all kinds of selected freely by you all styles are wonderful. Very similar to what we've seen before. The set doesn't include the pictured toy rocket, but seems to have a slingshot, water balloons, and a single ping pong racket. What would you do with just one? To the left, a toy inexplicably called Sound includes mini squirt guns with bowling pins and tiny plastic balls. A pretty weird combo if you ask me. It's like they just kind of like shove things together. Maybe like, you know, you have more things, it's like more value. No, where's the down button? There we go. Android. Oh yeah, this is, what year is this? Hold on. Oh, there's no year. I was gonna say, like, this is around the time of, like, WALL-E, right? Because that's kind of the WALL-E shape. Kind of. This robot is 21st century, 100% all new enter. Now featuring two functions, advance and back off. Not reverse, but back off. As far as I know, Roxio, CD Burner XP, Nero, Alcohol 120%, or Disc Juggler didn't have a Fox mascot. What if, like, the ripping and burning software itself was also, like, off-brand bootleg? It's kind of insane just how many factories are out there to make all this crap that's pretty much just destined for the landfill. I've had this thought with, like, games and movies and a lot of schlock lately, where think about, like, throughout ever since, like, say, let's just go far back as, like, 2000 or whatever, and not just 2000, but, like, let's put a pin somewhere. Think of, like, all the money it takes to make games and make movies. Think about all the, like, collective manpower and unique skill sets for each specialization to be able to create something. And think about how much of that is just, like, schlock no one remembers. Like, think about, like, the sheer amount of stuff. It's like Sturgeon's Law, right? Like, people show up because they went to college for, like, video editing, and they, like, spend probably a not insignificant amount of time in their life, like, year or two on a project. Maybe 6 months if, like, they're only doing, like, one segment of it. And it's like they get it into theaters or whatever, or they get it into your, like, on store shelves. And then, yeah, and then, like, they functionally just end up as, like, these like, guys, E.T. is nothing spectacular compared to, like, modern day entertainment. E.T. burying their cartridges in a landfill in Nevada, that's not impressive. That's impressive for its time. That's not impressive anymore. That's just normal. We are never... How many fucking people, how many fucking companies buy Nintendo DS software development kits, PlayStation 2 software development kits, Nitro software development kits, Wii, Revolution, fucking anything from Nintendo, whatever. They spend billions on these things collectively. Concord, and like years and years of company money and time and effort and human ingenuity, and it all is just garbage. Basically, nothing is any different from the things we are looking at right now. Like, these movies, it's like what Argel said there a moment ago, wherever it was. I felt the things that tend to get made just to be forgotten and thrown away for a while now, and AI-generated stuff just compounds it further. Yeah, it's very... it's very much like, here's, like, stuff on a factory that... Guys, the entire global, like, entertainment and, like, product ecosystem is just Aperture Science. You know how in Aperture Science in Portal 2, you're going through the factory, and the entire factory is just, like, a bunch of turrets being made, or, like, boxes or whatever? And I think it was a cut section or something where at the end of the factory line, it all just gets thrown back into a pile and just, like, either forgotten or just gets recycled into the factory, just spins its wheels forever and ever and ever. I saw a DS development kit at one of the retro game stores, and why didn't you get me that? You should have bought me that, like, thousands of dollar system. Crash should have gotten me, like, the Nitro SDK from the place he worked at. Just should have stolen it, straight up. Guys, if I had a Nitro SDK, I could stream DS games, like, from cartridges. Imagine the hundreds of millions of discs that get destroyed when Redbox went under. Remember when, like, one of those... There was, like, a company that tried to, like, make DVDs that, when exposed to the laser, degrade, so you could only watch it so many times. Like, when they tried to have, like, limited demo time or frame or whatever of physical media. The Nintendo DS mention reminds me of the guy who locked himself up in a room and did a hunger strike until Nintendo gave him a dev kit. No, they never gave him a dev kit. I mean, unless you're saying, like, that was his ultimatum. But, like, yeah. Reggie was over there like, we have literally nothing to do with this guy. Give me the Dino Leaf Company credit card and I'll get you free Pyro. God, could you imagine? I would have to make a DS game on stream if I did that. Just with running like a bunch of stolen fucking Nintendo hardware. I'm sure they would love that. The red one is funny. It broke when exposed to oxygen. Battlefield 6 was the best-selling game last year and sold 20 million copies, but didn't meet expectations, so we had to lay off the devs. They already probably had to lay off devs, because, like, I think it was it Call of Duty or Battlefield, or what was it that, like, used the Godot engine as their, like, level editor? Or something? Discord's so broken right now, the search refused to work even after restarting it. Why do you think I have the Hydra place? So you can actually post things and it be possible to actually, like, look up again. Instead of just being lost in the schlock that is, like, what a chat room is. Discord, like, normalizing chat rooms and forums as the same thing was a horrible, like, damage to the internet's archivability as a whole. But yeah, that's, like, the thing that, like, sometimes comes to mind is just... There's so many factories out there just spinning wheels. Well, I don't even know what powerful Vogue is. The first of a whole bunch of English racers. For some reason, these companies just can't get the car language correct. So far, there have been more English car toys than anything else. This offering is Power for Vogue, the superpower device with fine motive power. Sorry, but when I hear Vogue, I don't think cards, I think fashion magazines and Madonna videos. To the side, you can see the speed vehicle that says something about 60 seconds, possibly a reference to Gone in 60 Seconds. Powerful century. Lead to the world. We've got the powerful as above with Vogue, but what do 100 years have to do with fast cars? Again, there is some unreadable text about how many styles and colors available. Never mind that we can plainly see the cars colored through the packaging. Power overlord. Load. Oh, it is Lord. What the fuck? Modern. Spectial device. Device spelt with an S, by the way. High speed. Finally, we found the vehicle that no evil overlord should be without. The Power Overlord. I'm hoping they were going for Power Overlord load rather than Overlord. This toy features things like modernity, spectial device, and high speed. And only one out of these three is actually spelled correctly. Superior Toys Heroes. Wait, where are the heroes? This is just cars, more cars. Is this the Cars era? I guess it is like 2000... When did Cars come out? Pixar's Cars. How can you pass this up? It has more M-O-E-R, like the meme, styles for your select, as well as Super Century design. Again with the Century descriptor that makes no sense here. I don't know why we get 8 tiny race cars and 1 mutant giant car that towers over the included palm trees and warning signs. I love English toys. Oh, 6, really? I guess that does add up. Restore. There's so many fucking car toys. Well, I love the title of this product, that knock up against restore car. What is it with the English on toy cars anyways? It's descriptive. It's not grammatically correct, even though I have no idea what it really does. The text says, crash it, auto rebuild. Like, the logos on the sides read, sports and caves. Caves? January 7, 2007, El Paso Discount Mall. The Discount Mall is part flea market, part farmer's market, and part mercado, a Mexican indoor flea market. It's home to a lot of unofficial and bootlegged products. We're learning so much about culture today, including a lot of rip-off superheroes, but not as much actual English as the dollar stores. Many of the superhero toys come in multi-packs that include Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, and Incredible Hulk and Mr. Incredible. Oh yeah, that would have been like 2004, I think, right? Sometimes they're labeled as superhero returns. One Superman toy actually had a Batman logo raised on his chest, but the S emblem painted poorly over top. I'm really sad that some of these images are missing because that sounds fantastic. Some English favorites like the Gowl Ranger, Ranger Man, Power Ranger bootlegs, and the Super Sword Reeling Transformer can be found here too. Oh, and tons of Yu-Gi-Oh! Fakes and toys and cards. Dude, finding pseudo... why is this image missing? I don't want this to be lost to time and space. They were doing so well on this one. I honestly thought this might be a legitimate product. The image artwork looks good, the colors weren't washed out, the text didn't read amusing fish, like a similar toy I'd seen at the AAFESPX. No, the real problem with this one regards the figure in the center. Behold Nemo's buddy, the pastel pseudo-wudo. God, this is... Guys, lost media. This is... Can we, like, start, like... Ask L Supersonic Q or something to, like, find whatever this fucking image was? Incredibles was November 2004. Wow. No, the real problem with this one... Yeah. While this rock Pokemon might be an interesting addition to the fish tank, this off-color Pokemon does nothing... does not belong in the Finding Nemo universe. So close yet so far. I'm glad we kind of had this to, like, pivot into Pokemon bootlegs. Oh boy, here we go. Oh, look at that, downloading all these items. As with many very popular series, Pokemon has spawned its fair share of knockoffs, rip-offs, and bootleg merchandise. While some of these items are decent quality, others are very cheaply made. Everyone knows about the fake Pokemon cards that were everywhere a few years ago. Guys, a few years ago, to, like, the perspective of when this was written, could very well have, like, included, like, the very tail end of the 90s. To me, the 80s is still 20 years ago. Toys. Everyone knows about the fake Pokemon cards every year ago. But did you know that there are also fake Pokemon Game Boy games? Some of this stuff... Oh god, I barely even finished my drink. I just realized I haven't had my green tea here. I've been, like, reading so much. I guess that's good. I don't have to, like, take a second to breathe. So yeah, like, this is where I first learned about a lot of Pokemon bootlegs. We might see a lot of the ones that are still around. Some sort of Fakemon? Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure, like, somewhere around in this website are, like, Pokegods. Check. Oh, good. We have a guide as to, like, how to tell what these were. Check that check that the characters look right. If they are badly painted or misshapen, they're probably fakes. Look for the official Pokemon logos and trademarks. Not just the word Pocket Monster with a random kana around it. Yeah, like, if you ever see, like, Japanese toys, those are bootlegs. All of them. Every single Japanese Pokemon is a bootleg. The Japanese Pokemon logo is shaped like a green downwards arc. Tomy and Bandai make the Japanese toys. So look for that logo on your toy. Also check for... That's, like, also something insane to remember, is, like, what we call the English Pokemon stuff, like... That great big, like, yellow and blue, that's our thing. Like, that's not Japanese. Like, Japan doesn't do that. Or at least it didn't, and I think, like, they eventually adopted it for something. It's very easy to forget that that's not, like, anything to do with the Japanese logo. That was all localization. Also, check for logos from Nintendo, Game Freak, etc. Additionally, check that the packaging looks real. Okay, so... probably, just don't buy toys. Oh, music CDs. Authentic Japanese Pokemon CDs are produced by Pikachu Records. CD produced by Sonmei or Ever Anime are fakes. I wonder if this is, like, where one of my, mom, like, wonder if that's, like, where one of the bootlegs we got were. My Neopets are starving. I remember there was, like, some fish tank game on the Nickelodeon website. I remember, like, playing around with it a bit, and then I just didn't log on. And now that fish is not only, like, dead, but, like, that whole service is just gone now. I remember 2001, I would, like, be on the... Oh, my mom would be on the Cartoon Network site, and I'd be like, go to the game section. And she's like, no. And they had, like, the little blocks for the top. I need to get around to making the Dino Leaf website look like a proper, like, early 2000s website. I like what Ambi was doing with Dragon March. The following games are real. Pokemon versions: blue, red, Japanese green, yellow, gold, silver, crystal, ruby, sapphire, emerald, fire red, leaf green. Okay, that dates us. We are still at the end of Gen 3, basically. Very end of Gen 3, because we got mention of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Pokemon Dash, so the DS is out. Right, that makes sense, actually. We actually didn't get Gen 4 until, like, 2007. It's actually weirdly late how Gen 4 came along. You know, your Neopets are dying. Known fake games. I imagine scrolling... These are just to scroll down, so yeah, we'll see these. Some other fake games spotted on eBay. What's this link to? Okay, that's other. Spotted on eBay include Pokemon Blue Diamond, Pokemon Green Diamond, and Pokemon Metallic Metal. Oh, one version is 2 L's and the other one. Pokemon Arceus? Arceus. What? Pokemon Frigo Returns. Dude, Frigo, I didn't even know he had a sequel. Some of these fakes started life as ROM hacks, fan-created games that are edited versions of the real Pokemon games. These include Pokemon Chaos Black, Quartz, Naranja, and Pokemon Shiny Gold and Shiny Silver. Close. Heart Gold, Soul Silver. English language version of Pokemon Green, not Leaf Green, just green for the original Game Boy, are also fakes. I had a cousin who actually had the green version. Would have actually been cool to have as a novelty. Fake games usually have labels that contain random pictures of Pokemon and trainers. Yep. So, the lesson here is, if you want bootlegs, just ask Turquoise to just buy you some the next time they're in Taiwan or whatever. Shiny Diamond and Shiny Pearl. I don't know how well it comes over the stream, but I think there might be like zoom-ins, I don't remember. The bad paint jobs and cheesy knockoff packaging marks this as a bootleg instantly. These toys are modeled after the actual trainer figures that released in the US back when Pokemon was new. Guys, that would have been like 5 years maybe from writing, give or take. I want to say it was around the 90s, like 99, that the US got Pokemon. Like, I'm pretty sure there was a bit of a delay before it actually reached over here and Pokemania kicked off. And is that thing between Misty and Jessie supposed to be Meowth, Jigglypuff? Real Pokemon toys are easily identifiable. Which one do they see? That's fucking horrifying. I want to say it's... No, it's like a hybrid. What's going on there? The ears are like too rounded to be Jigglypuff, right? Or... This looks like you're in a pottery class and the weeaboo is like making Pokemon figures. What hideous toys. The Team Rocket toys are like the set above, based on the original Japanese and English Rocket toys. Who knows where Joy and Jenny came from? The toys look unbalanced. James is about to topple over backwards. He is in a weird slant. And Jessie's body is out of whack. Joy's got the ugliest legs ever, and Jenny has little evil beady eyes. I remember buying some bootleg Bakugan when I was young during one of my Taiwan visits. Do you have family there or something? I'm assuming that's why you were there. I have like vague recollections of these images. I forgot about Ash's weird pose here. It's never a good sign when every toy looks demented. This isn't the Pokemon Special Olympics. I don't even think you can make that joke anymore. A better Joy and Jenny than last time, but that's not saying much. We've got a bootleg Oak this time. Why do Jessie and James have different R's on their shirts? Wait, do they? Yeah, the R on Jessie is like all split up. Ash looks like a monkey. Is Misty nagging? Jessie looks a little... Or, not Jessie. Jenny looks a little better. Like, she's got the, like, you know, police salute. Here's, like, fucking Earthbound figure or something. The giant Mew. Also, what is with this? Like, they keep doing this pose. Ugly Team Rocket, Thunder Thighs Joy, and Evil Eyes Jenny returns. And they brought the crowd of rejects along for the ride. Oaks looks cold. Brock has... oh! No! Brock has eyes! Oh, no! Fucking South Park looking Brock. Why is he in a power-up pose? Brock has eyes in an unknown yellow disc. Oh, yeah. Miss Soap, maybe? When I see this Mew figure, it reminds me of that cursed Mew stylus. I don't think that one shows up here. I don't remember when I first saw that. I think it just kind of went viral on the old internet at some point. That was like a artificially licensed, like, stylus. Wasn't there like a story behind that or something? How much does that go for on eBay? Ash looks pretty unhappy to be a trainer. He's just kind of like low energy. Gary's done decently. Mew and Lugia aren't too bad either. Lugia's great, isn't he? Why are Gary and Misty doing the same pose? Yeah, that's what I was like remarking earlier. Could they be the same hideous base model? This set are badly painted knockoffs of very cute Pokemon toy set. It looks like they used the same models, but didn't put any effort into painting them. It's got like Funko Pop era, like that version's like collectible. Ooh, yeah. Now these are South Park characters. Like, You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of what characters look like in like the Diamond and Pearl remakes, right? Like they're very squat to try and like capture that a 3D look of the 2D sprites. Done in the super deformed oh, this is the real version of that. Released in Japanese, Japan gets everything. SD style. On eBay, I noticed something new. Fake toys of May and Brendan. Yeah, now we're going to the Gen 2 era. It's too bad they're such awful fakes because I'd love to have a May and Brendan toys. The Pokemon are awful as well. Cacnea's got little eyes. Where's Cacnea? Where's Oh, whoa. Fucking Jeff the Killer Cacnea. Cacnea's got tiny eyes. Altaria and his purple cloud. Where's Altaria? Oh, I see. So, oh yeah, Altaria's got like purple. Because I noticed Swablu also has like, is that Swablu? It looks like an upside down Swablu to me. I can't tell. And let's not even forget started on Melodic. So what happens when a Feebas doesn't get enough blue Pokebox? I can't, like, these images are so small because it was, like, of that era. Like, you really had to cram your images down. Even I do that on the Hydra Place just to save on bandwidth. I like how Castform is twice as big as Groudon and Kyogre. Tiny Groudon and Kyogre. Fake music CDs. Many of the official Pokemon CDs are on my CD page. I wonder if I should just like see if that's actually... Guys, I keep forgetting. This is Internet Explorer on Windows XP. We don't have tabs on our web browsers yet. Along with the cover art and track listings, be very careful when buying CDs from an auction site like eBay, as there are more fakes than real CDs out there. I wonder how much the originals go for. I wonder if they're like collector's items now. Real CDs usually come packaged with neat extras, character sheets, trading cards, hardcover storybooks, and more. I know the origin of Mewtwo was also an audio CD that was Japan only, I think. Yeah, I want to assume that like either Sonmei or Ever Anime is like where my mom got the CD that we had. I don't remember what it looked like though. I vaguely remember like the image of it. And I would say that it probably was a bootleg. I think my mom even said like, yeah, it was a bootleg. I knew it was fake. When I purchased the Rocket Down CD drama, I didn't realize it was a bootleg. Although I thought $15 was a little on the cheap side. Fucking $15 considered cheap for this? I opened it up and the CD played fine, but where were all those colored pictures of Mondo that I'd seen online? I later learned that I bought the bootleg version by mistake, and I did seek out a real copy. The covers are very similar looking, but the only official version comes with extras. I want to, like, put this on the side for my own curiosity. All Pokemon CDs sold through Amazon.com are official. However, the Japanese CDs are expensive because they are imports. Guys, back when Amazon, like... I think by this point they were out of the, like, we just sell books part phase. I don't know when they, like, transitioned into trying to be a global market. Like there's just the everything place, right? Like, that feels like it really accelerated in the 2010s. Probably, like, again, like everything else when the fucking phones happened and, like, normal people were allowed to go online. That's my guess anyways. Fake games. You know what's funny? Didn't someone literally just do a bit of, like, bootleg games? I want to say it was Vinny on a Sunday stream recently. And I'm pretty sure I recognized a number of them from this website. And also just kind of being in the, like, the general broad strokes, like, fake game bootleg stuff. Maybe it was also Kong. Kong also has done a little bit of that, I think. Word of warning on buying Pokemon games: if you don't see a game in a real store like Walmart, Target, etc., it's probably fake. Make sure the plastic on the cartridge says Game Boy, not game. Anything you see on eBay is probably fake, not a super amazing Japanese import or rare unreleased game. Make sure the only for Game Boy text is correct. RBYGS worked for regular Game Boy, but Crystal was Game Boy Color only. When in doubt, check Nintendo's official website like Pokemon.com and PokemonGames.com to check. If the games you see on eBay isn't Nintendo's website, it is a fake. I have a few Game Boy cards that just say game on top. You have been scammed. Like, you know what's funny too? This hasn't really changed. Especially nowadays, because Pokemon games only go up in value. Like, just sell your fucking house and buy Pokemon games. We will be ready for, like, being basically a lord of... You could be living like a king in a post-apocalyptic world with the wealth that you will amass by just hoarding Pokemon games. Purposely bought a lot of bootleg carts on eBay a bit ago. I think Angara probably has, like, messed around with that stuff a little. I don't know if she actually has, like, bootleg copies. But she might have, like, flashed some carts, I'm not sure. Like, there is some hilarious technology that goes into some of these, like, bootlegs. Like, they literally had a way where, like, they can write to ROM in some weird way, which sounds nonsense for what I'm saying, but they did something where they can, like, when you save on, like, Pokemon Emerald or whatever, Sapphire, like, it would append the save data to the ROM, which means, you know, your game has, like, limited amounts of saves before you literally just run out of space and the game cannot save anymore. I think I remember Angara saying shit about trying to print her own holo cards or something. Yeah. I mainly wanted this really cursed 4-in-1 cart that somehow has all original games and not ROM hacks. Yeah, now this is also the day before SD cards. SD micros, like, really revolutionized how we do, like, fake cartridges, because you can just, like, use those as, like, flash carts. As opposed to, like, having to flash your own carts with, like, unique ROMs or whatever. The Section 4-in-1, that's what it's called, is so awful even the cart shape is wrong. Pocket monsters, go, go! One of the few advantages of living in El Paso, Texas, is that downtown shops are full of treasures that you'd never believe, due to the closeness of Mexico's border. Some call this the gray market, as in not quite the black market, but close. You'll find all kind of bootleg merchandise here, including rip-off Shrek dolls called Monster in the same font, knockoff Barbie dolls, plenty of English products, and bootleg Pokemon games. It's the only Game Boy cart scene that changes a Game Boy boot to have their logo instead of the Nintendo logo. I think I heard about that. Yeah, there's like a whole thing, like, because you can change the logo, but you have to have the checksum match. Because that's what it does, right? Like, I think it's a checksum on the Game Boy that, like, checks that section of VRAM, and if it's not says Nintendo, then it just won't boot. I want to say that's how that works. It was the same thing Sega tried, where it's like, if they put that in the game, because, like, it has to be a part of the cartridge, and, like, technically you're using Nintendo's trademark, and they would try to take you to court. However, I think, like, with Sega that failed, so it didn't really matter in the end. Let's see. Locked in a glass case at the front counter in one shop was a stack of combo games, meaning each cartridge contains several games of each. Literally what we were just talking about. Authentic GB games never do this. Tip-off 1, Tip-off 2 came from the system description. The box reads Game Boy Color Advance USA. I'll say that again. Game Boy Color Advance USA. One of the cartridges claimed to contain the legendary Pocket Monsters Go Go game. Something I only read about in gaming What? What? What do you mean gaming magazines? What gaming magazines we're talking about? Guys, gaming magazines were not authoritarian about, like, information. Like, that's where we That's like, before internet, that's where you would get, like, a lot of gaming information, right? Man, those were not reliable sources, were they? Let's see. Something only read about gaming magazines. This game isn't too bad to play. I got the ROM, and I played it a few times. This is a platformer game starring Pikachu. Our friendly electric rat has to battle against the evil Bellsprouts and Meowth, collecting lightning bolts to increase his jumping power. Pikachu can ride inside a bubble, climb spinning poles, and swing from posts to reach higher platforms. These actual cartridges were priced at $80 each! So it didn't satisfy my curiosity to buy one. Mama didn't raise no fool. Guys, even Pokemon bootlegs were expensive back then. Then again, you know what, maybe it was like because it's a multi-cart, maybe it's like, hey, you know, you like Action 52, right? Like you buy a $200 cartridge and you get like 52 games, which is like a couple cents per game or whatever. $1 per game, $2 per game. And you never need to buy a game again. Except for the fact that every game also had about $2 of budget put into it, so. The truth behind Go-Go is Game Magazine writer, upon examining Go-Go's code, discovered that this game was a well-executed version of an old Smurfs game that came out for Game Boy a long time ago. The graphics were changed into Pokemon instead of Smurfs. The game's decent, although I never invested too much time into it. There are some odd things about this game, though, particularly the intro speech by Meowth that seems to quote Celine Dion's Titanic song. The reprogrammers didn't change all the game's aspects of Pokemon, though. There's a reference to sarsaparilla leaves, not lightning bolts, that will enable you to jump higher. There's also an enemy creature that's very un-Pokemon. I think it looks like a bouncing ribeye escape. Maybe it's an unknown that let itself go. There should be, like, more images here, I think. Unless maybe that one just was... Oh, I see. Maybe some people, like, submitted stuff? Isn't this the game that has the funny Meowth quote? I could picture it, and I can't remember which quote it is. Wasn't something about suffering? Trainer Challenge theme 8? This song? I don't remember this song. For such a simple song, it's one of my favorites. I don't like Heart Gold and Soul Silver's remixes because they feel like elevator music. The game's not really that bad if you get past Pikachu's plodding pace. The little rat obviously hasn't learned Quick Attack yet, and the game just drags on as you slowly walk from place to place. There isn't even a run button. Probably more fun on a Game Boy than an emulator, but not $80 worth of fun. They just have the ROM on here. Note from Mew 92.5. I have played up to level 8 in Go Go Go, and it just gets funnier. Level 3 is where you ride some weirdo dude and dodge mosquitoes and thorny branches. Level 7 is a water level, where you have to get bubbles for an air supply, or you run out of air and die. Levels 4 and 5 are haunted houses with black one-eyed weirdos, mankeys, and gas flying books. Level 2 is a living fork that things you swing on. But other than that, it's the same stuff as level 1. Pocket monsters, go, go! Box bootleg tip-offs. No Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. Logo. Yay, you know what? That's true. We haven't used that slogan in a very long time, so everything nowadays in Pokemon is just a bootleg. Pocket monsters usually denotes a bootleg. Isn't the ESRB usually in the corner, and the seal of quality should appear on the back of the box? What does the back of the box look like? Where's the only for GB color teaser? Pokemon is first-party software. Yeah, here's the screenshots, right? And you know, we've probably seen like streamers and like YouTubers and stuff play this. Tubby Pikachu plods along slowly. Kill the Bellsprout because it's, you know, evil and stuff. pretty much, if it's not Pika Yellow, it's bad. Meowth is no exception. Well, you know what? He might be Pika Yellow because that might be the same palette that Pikachu is using. Well, maybe Bellsprout is also. It's just clever use of it, but I'm not sure. It could actually be a different palette. Meowth flings a pie of doom. Look at that, like, Meowth. You know, I always thought, like, so I don't know who, like, made these, or, like, what factory, what, like, internal Chinese team, like, made these or whatever, but, like, what was ROM hacking like back then? Do you know what I mean? Like, you had to, like, reverse engineer these ROMs, find their graphics data, and, like, edit them. And, like, this is not an you can't just, like, you know, go up, download, like, Lunar Magic and Tile Molester. You can't just do that back then. Unless you could? So, like, somehow they, like, got a hold of the... Unless it was, like, you know, someone else, like, someone... In deep in the, like, homebrew, or not homebrew, but, like, the ROM hacking community would have done it. But who the hell is, like, going and downloading Smurfs and, like, making editors for these? So, like, you had to figure these out. Bubble Pika. Pokemon Adventure. This was another game featured on one of those bootleg combos at combo games at the Gray Market. When you load it up, on the ROM at least, you are treated to screens of gold and silver Pokédex entries entirely in Japanese. The level start screen has a picture of Kevin Gold, the gold silver hero. This suggests the game was made, or bootlegged, when gold and silver were new in Japan. Although I've never read anything about this game, it's easy to trace its origins. Our adventure is a ripoff of a Sonic game. Oh, it's this one. I remember what Pikachu looks like in this, and it's fucking awful. With the main character changed to what I guess is supposed to be Pikachu, it's pretty horrible looking, actually. I never played this game much since I can't get past the burst batch of baddies without dying instantly. You can use Sonic's trademark duck, charge up, roll forward mode. But that's all I got the ugly rat to do. He collects Pokeballs instead of rings and does Sonic's lose your stuff when you get hit life system. Worth the download as a curiosity only, you won't be playing this much. These ROMs, by the way, you notice, they're not small. These are like 512 kilobyte cartridges. Like, that's half the size of Pokemon Red and Blue. That's not like small. I was gonna say rude, but if I recall, that Pikachu in that game is ugly. Oh, very. In fact, I'm pretty sure that maybe this is one that Kong or Vinny or someone played recently. Found it. Wait, what'd you find? Did you find the quote that Meowth has in the other one? Because I know it's been used in, like, you know, Chan banners and stuff. Guess Discord won't let me post it. Let me look at this quote. Oh, that's right. There is some hate that will not go away. It's got, like, Meowth smiling. Hold on a second. Copy. Save, rather. Yes. Yes. I don't know how I forgot this. That's the wrong, God damn, I have to, like... Okay, I'm sorry, Hello Kitty, bootleg, cheerful, rabbit who all wet. I have to kill you. That is the Hatch Day thing. I have to get rid of that, too. Sorry, Radiant Robert. Just, like, set this here, maybe. And switch. There we go. Yeah. Well, I was looking at your bootleg Pokemon thingy, which is pretty cool, and saw Pokemon Adventure. I downloaded it off the site I get ROMs off of and played the game. Dude, you know what's like really depressing? Whatever site this guy got it from is gone now. Whatever like website this was, it's probably like lost to history. If it's not something like MU Paradise, which just kind of exists as a shell of its former self. I finished it by using save states and slowing down the speed. I'll tell you the levels, and it sucks, basically. Round 1, machine level, robots as enemies. Round 2, desert level. The only enemies I remember in the desert, 1, is some flying mosquito thing that just flies straight in a boring way. Flies back and forth. Oh, and Pikachu can only hit by jumping, no rolling. Well, that's different than Sonic. Although it was significantly different the first level, amazingly. Round 3, the weirdest level in the game. Note there are 2 enemies per level. One enemy is a Koopa from Super Mario Bros. 3, the sprite. And when you jump on the Koopa, it dies. No shell popping fun. Yeah, you think they're gonna program that shit in there? The other enemy is a crab thing from the first Sonic game. It's a weird palette level, kind of blue or black or something. Oh no, there's images, but they're from Image Shack. Like, that stuff's gone. There's no Image Shack anymore, is there? Remnants of the Mario Castle, fireballs, and some other enemies I forgot. When you finish round 5, a gold silver Professor Oak will be there in the end. Press an A button will go to the title screen. Literally, like, you are winner. You're winner. Can I, like... I'm morbidly curious. There's no way this is gonna work. This is gone. Yeah, this is gone. Engine X. Is Image Shack even a thing anymore? Sonic, oh god, this is really a major hack of another bootleg called Sonic Adventure 7, Sonic on the Game Boy Color, which is a hack of Sonic 3D Blast 5, Sonic on the Game Boy. Do not confuse with the NES pirate. Guys, this game is like 5 layers of hacks. It's produced by the same company though. Company name is believed to be Yong due to Sonic Adventure's ending. Because the enemies in the game are reused from their other games. Level 2's Dragonfly enemy came from Rockman 8, the horrible port of Mega Man 8 to the Game Boy. Level 3's Koopa came from Super Mario 3 Special, a horrible port of Super Mario Bros. 3, the Game Boy Color. And the Meat Tool also came from Rockman 8. The crab appears in level 4 from Sonic Adventure 7. Heck, when Pikachu bounces off an enemy in Pokemon Adventure, you can see the Sonic's face from SA7, S3D, beat. Speaking of someone who played most of the Sonic Game Gear games, Pokemon Adventure really doesn't have that much resemblance to any legit Sonic game. I say it's most likely made by Yong. Oh my god, YouTube links. So that dates at least this post to at least like 2006, I think. Maybe. Like, cause that's when I think YouTube was like starting to catch on. It was like, well, 2007 maybe. Cause like 2006 it was when it was 5 or 6, I think, is when YouTube, like, was made. And then, you know, there was a bit of a slow adoption period. As, like, people, like, learned about it. And at that time, you know, YouTube wasn't centralized. Ah, shit, I just nudged my video controller. There we go. There's a video on YouTube, I want to say from last year or a year ago or something. Yeah, maybe 2, I don't know. Which goes into the history of some, like, Chinese bootleg market stuff. It was actually an amusing watch. It even had, like, I don't know if it had, like, playthrough of Pokemon games or something. I don't remember the specifics. But it's like Pokemon Yellow on the NES, I think, was on the thumbnail. Screenshots. Okay, we do get some screenshots. Yeah, just... It'd be nice if I could read this. I assume it just says... like, normal Japanese. It's just like Meryl's normal Japanese entry, I assume. Round 1. Start. Hey, a trainer, what's he doing? Yep, it's this Pikachu. Ladies and gentlemen, the world's ugliest Pikachu looks more like someone in a bad Pikachu costume to me. The rat can jump and spin. It's like, oh, that is jank. It is just Meryl, yeah. Unknown Pokemon games on combo systems. Oh my lord, Gold, have you never seen this before? Have you never seen this Pikachu before? Damn. I forget, like, Gold, like, started using the internet, like, last month. Another treasure found by many El Paso mall kiosks and downtown shops are Damn, that's... Can I go back to 5 minutes ago? Has anyone like ever bought anything from these like mall kiosks? I remember they had like Nintendo clones and stuff, didn't they? Like, though I think I saw a few retro games. Like I remember like some N64 games at one of them. Another treasure found in many El Paso mall kiosks and downtown shops are bootleg video game systems that claim to contain thousands of games. Many of these titles are old 8-bit NES classics like Donkey Kong and Super Mario Brothers. At most, though, you're looking at about 30 to 50 different game titles on a system. The extra thousands of the game are actually repeats of those same few, but with odd letters and number tacked on to the end of the name. So we have Super Mario Brothers and Super Mario Brothers A3. Maybe a few sprites are changed. One variant had Mario with an extra pixel under his nose. But it's essentially the same game. Another of these consoles took Super Mario Brothers and turned it into Super Shrek Brothers with some graphical adjustments. If you ever buy one of these systems, don't pay more than $20 for it, especially since it's not authentic. It's also probably illegal. And so here's the thing, like let me also like put some context in on a lot of this stuff. This was before you had like a lot of like video essays and like documentation on a lot of this stuff. So websites like this were like how you found out about this. Like this was a very niche, like underground thing at the time. Nowadays, like you could go on and YouTube has like a lot of people playing bootlegs for laughs and you know like minis and stuff streaming. Joel talking about like bootlegs that got into his stuff. But back then, like this was not a very centralized thing. Like you couldn't like find a lot about this stuff. Yeah, it was tough being friends and doing game dev with carrier pigeons before then. Most demonstrations of this system show a well-known game like Mario or Tetris. On one of the TV monitors that was advertising the game, however, was a full-color, full-screen image of Pikachu. This is very well drawn too. Pika looked like he came right off an authentic product, unlike the Pika that started Pokemon Adventure. What was this game? Perhaps a port of Pocket Monsters Go-Go or Adventure? I doubt it'd be a full version of Red or Blue. If I ever see this game, I will investigate further. That is now lost media. We will never see that again. Unless it just happens to, like, be somewhere and, like, documented in a video somewhere and it's just never been linked up. There is at least one more... Remember what I was saying? Like, all this stuff, like, there's so much stuff out there made by people who, like, spent hours and days and weeks and months, like, hacking things, putting things together... And then, like, throwing it out on the market and then moving on to the next. And then, like, those things just kind of exist and then they may stop existing. Like, maybe they got thrown out. Maybe they just exist. Maybe they're, like, in someone's attic somewhere. Or maybe it's just gone. Like, nothing matters. There's at least one more Pokemon game on the combo system. This was spotted at a weird toy store in Bassett Center, El Paso, which is now coincidentally out of business. The title screen of the console reads Digimon Adventure and displays badly sprited pictures of several Digimon, Buzz, Lightyear, and Pikachu. After this screen was a list of games, and near the bottom of the first page was Pokemon. I selected it and hit start. The game had no official name. There were just the options for a 1 and 2 player game, A and B, and a game editor feature. What? All that time I spent on a Vine Viper plush only to eventually get thrown in a dump. That stuff is too personal. That stuff will, like, the only way that's getting disposed of is if it, like, this house burns down and I don't get to take it out. Upon starting Game A, I noticed that this game looked to be a ripoff of Donkey Kong type game. There were 2 Pikachus on screen. I was controlling the green one. That's right, a badly sprited green Pikachu. There was a house at the top left corner of the screen that didn't have any purpose. Reaching wasn't the goal. Surprisingly, the time bonus encounter was changed to milk. The controls were awkward, and I kept dying without knowing why. I have no idea how to win the game or move to another level. Oh my god. Someone actually identified this game. Kayla Long writes, the game which occurs as part of a combo system which features the green Pikachu seems to be in fact one of my old favorites, a game called Milk and Nuts, if I remember right. You played as a monster that sort of looked like a scrubbing bubble. Milk was pink and Nuts was green. Oh, that's the people. The object was to play as Nuts and collect all the fruits on screen. After that, the timer would show Milk and be free to advance to the hut where the pink scrubbing bubble Milk would... What the fuck is this game? It's for the NES. I paid on a Taiwanese bootleg which was compatible... Oh, so this was Turquoise writing this. At the time, easily available in every South African electronic market. Oh, God, you never hear about, like, South Africa or some other place. Like, Arabian region's got, like, some bootleg stuff. You see that pop up every now and again. I think you get, like, a lot of PS2 hacks coming from that era. Like, GTA, but, like, they replaced someone with, like, Spider-Man or something. But you don't really ever hear about, like, the South African, like, bootleg market. And it would come out probably before 1994, but honestly, I would have no idea. The thing that really tipped me off is you mentioned there was a level editor. I went nuts over this as a kid. That is really fucking insane. Like, a fucking Mario Maker on the NES. The reason you couldn't jump very high is because part of the gameplay is using trampolines to... That's insane. This is such an obscure sounding game. Note for Yamaneko549. You mentioned Fave Games calling itself Pokemon in one of those combo systems. A friend of mine actually has one of those combo systems that looks similar to a PlayStation 1. I believe it was called the X Game system, or something like that. It has a Pokemon game on it. But there was a shooter game that reminded me of the classic game Sheriff. As you play something similar to a Pikachu that shot lightning bolts and Bellsprout, Marill, and other... It's always ones like those that show up, isn't it? Like, Bellsprout seems to be antagonistic in these bootlegs. I believe it's illegal, though. Wah wah. Yeah. Here we go. I think I've heard no one actually knows where Pokemon Diamond's mascot comes from. Because it's not a Telefangian, or whatever you call these fellas. But, yeah, this one's a classic. This is also the first time I heard about Pokemon Diamond, or as we know it, like Telefang. Did you know, fun fact, Telefang's, I don't remember the company name, it's like something really generic sounding, but Telefang... Let's see, they made their GBA, they made their Game Boy Color games, right? Which, they're not great. Like, we tried to play them at one point. Someone did. I don't know if it was... Arjo might have tried to play it in Japanese. I don't remember. The art for the cover, but Pokemon Jade's cover is clearly based on the monster from Princess Mononoke. So Pokemon Jade is, in fact, a Studio Ghibli game. I did try to play Telefang a bit in Japanese, but the game kind of sucks. Only kind of? Yeah, and then here's the thing, they made a Game Boy Advance game too, and I think that game also sucked. There was like there was also an appendage you could put on your Game Boy that like, or maybe it was a part of the cartridge, which like, anytime you called someone in game, it would like make the thing light up or something. I don't remember how it worked. Then the Game Boy Advance version came out, which also sucked, and they threw out all of their original designs, of which, to be honest, as a creature creator, there were not a lot of good ones. And then I think it was at the guy who ran the company, then like went and like got busted for soliciting with a like junior high school girl. And so that fucking put a nail in the company. Like, that guy went to fucking jail, I'm pretty sure. It was an appendage that went to the link cable slot. Whoops, I nudged the... This is a very sensitive thing. This, cable that's used for streaming, like, from the ThinkPad. A lot of Telefang monsters have this wall look where they look like a flat board. Yeah. And they also have this, like, very simple progression. Also, you know one thing that Pokemon does that a lot of the Pokemania, like, Me Too's also, like, or honestly did not do? They did not do a lot of, back sprites. Usually a lot of, we'll see it in a moment here, but, like, a lot of those games always just mirrored the sprite of the Pokemon clone or whatever. I've played Diamond in ROM form, and the game... Oh, and by the way, keep in mind, this is written before Pokemon Diamond was announced, like Diamond and Pearl. So, like, it might have not... It might have gotten appended later, to like, or something, I'm not sure. But this is, like, 2000. Telefang had more branching evolutions. I made an amazing shitpost, but Discord won't even open now. Yeah, like, just get leg cord. Fuck you, Discord. Get leg cord and, like, just start up a bunch of, like, mods that, like, shut down half of, like, what Discord actually does. And it becomes a lot more usable. Oh god, there's so much chatter going on there. Oh god, what the fuck have you people been doing in TRX Fortress? There's, like, ASCII art and stuff there. I played Diamond in ROM form, and the game is just terrible. It starts off with an endlessly long intro sequence where the hero talks about going to the Electric Monsters world, which is located inside a tree? And there's a phone ringing under the tree, which is what gets him inside. I'm completely serious. And you have to scroll through English text for 10 full minutes. I know, because there's an in-game clock that on your main screen, which Crop and Claw still doesn't have, and I need to implement that. Someone remind me. Before you can make a single decision on your own, and that's aimlessly walking around trying to find somebody. The game looks like a standard RPG in many ways, but I couldn't get into it. The game is horribly translated for starters. Sample, regarding the map with a start button, or something like that. The translation is laughable, perhaps to avoid copyright issues, other than the name Pokemon on the title screen. Pokemon are not mentioned once in the game. They must say Electric Monsters World about 50 times in the 10-minute intro sequence. As any Pokemon gamer knows, the game should start with Oak talking about the world of Pokemon, not electric monsters. And yeah, it's like, well, it's like, in Japanese, it's like, what, Denshino, or some shit, I don't know. It's a lot more, like, brisk to say in Japanese. Then when you literally translate it in English, electric is like 3 syllables, and then monster is like 2 syllables. World is 1 syllable, so now you have like 6 syllables. Didn't you? The electric monsters can talk to you, but doesn't even call them Pokemon inside the game. Big feature of the game is some cell phone thing called the D-Shoot that your character has. I don't know what D-Shoot is, but they go on about it at length. Too bad they couldn't understand what they were talking about. By the way, it's like translated to English, and they don't understand what they're talking about. English, I should say. Perhaps in whatever this game was in the original Japanese, the wireless adapter used in Japanese Pokemon Crystal was a key selling point. Oh! So they wanted to give your character the phone too. Oh, so they like made that out like quick. Like during that period, like very narrow period of time where like the Game Boy Color had like cellular appliance that you could add on. There was like a way you can trade over online on Pokemon Crystal. There's a couple of like game fact stuff about that on various essays and YouTube and stuff. But yeah, so like Electric Monster, like all that. English from TROs. Okay, so yeah, like this is a classic one. Like this one everyone knows about. This and Vietnamese Crystal, which I also first learned from this, are like really big. This thing is supposed to be a Pokemon? Guess the legal take anyone these days. Funny to say that because I think this looks better than a lot of modern Pokemon. Like, maybe this like weird chin thing is a little strange if that's not like some tail or whatever, but like, it's really weird to think that no one knows who this is. And you'd think like by now if there's probably at least like someone out there who's like made it their life mission to figure that out. And they probably haven't, like, if it was, like, from a game, by now we would have probably seen it. It's dangerous when someone is playing at the baseball and loses control over it. Is there Pokesona? Yeah, like, maybe someone in, like, China.co is, like... China Inc. is like really a big fan of Pokemon, and that's like their original creature. No Pokemon to be found here, just the infamous Electric Monsters world. Well, is that a cute kid? I don't know, Turtle-san, is it? Are you a select... Ooh, I forgot about like how awkward translations of The Chosen One does not sound right when you don't use that specific cliché way of saying it. I'm a selected one, alright. Selected to sit through this endless intro sequence. The mysterious D-Shoot equipped phone. I better not be charged for the insane calls. Inane calls, that might actually be a weird thing, I'm not sure. I get on this thing. God, it's right, like, there's a time when, like, probably texting and stuff was, like, an expensive thing to do. You know what's funny? I like watching everyone, like, talking about how Discord is not letting you, like, post images. You guys should have, like, made the, like, Discord is shitting itself, let's post memes here thread. Unironically, you could do that. Inane would be like tedious, boring, pointless. See, I'm glad Archel not only knows a bit of Japanese, but also knows English. Like, I can consult him for English. Turtle-san and friends. Sheesh, 20 minutes into this game and still nothing has happened. Oh god, yeah, you can see the, like, on the, like, little Zelda thing here, like, 27 minutes. Wow, an Ozzy, just what I always wanted. They got these, like, Dragon Quest backgrounds, too, in the intro. Position there. I thought this was a kid's game. Sweat drop. Just anime sweat drop emoting. Some points of 24 lost English 101. This is a very iconic, like, way of this being presented, too. Karibu. This is also disorienting if you're a Pokemon player. The HP is not relating, like the top HP is not relating to this. It's relating to like your side. And then they fell down in an anime when there's a bad joke or a baka. Technically correct. Ozzy was overthrown. We have overthrown the Ozzy. Rejoice. Excuse me, what the fuck is this about? Well, have you had curry? That's like the one other thing I remember from this game is just random conversations, including like talks about curry. Oh, I just realized we're like nearing the end of... Oh, wait, no, we're not near the end, right? We have Kanto to go through, too. I gotta, like, prepare the next intro here, or the next musics. Where's Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald? Here we go. Just pop that in. This wonderful French horns. Discord message just eating my message. God, I really do have to, like, make the, like, Hydra Place Discord shitting the bed thread. You know what, though, guys? Here's the thing. Doing that would let me... Like, I could go in to... where is this? I have a web browser that's, like, meant for mod... I don't think I can access the forums on HTTP because of Cloudflare. Maybe? Yeah, because the DNS resolution. Legcord specifically? I don't know. I'm going to blame Discord anyways. All my servers have been super quiet, so I'm sure once they result, they're going to light up like a Christmas tree. What is this, like, browser you use, this other browser? It's, like, something about an otter or something. I don't remember what it was, but either way, like, unironically, it actually makes it easier to, like, pull things up, at least on some of these things. I know I know on the workstation I actually have Hydra Place logged in. I can actually look at that stuff, but... Receive different pictures of these games and boxes from Dragon Slayer Boy. Asshole. There isn't even a continuity in these fakes, and from what I could tell, neither of these monsters actually appear in the game. I'm noticing there's like a whole box here. Wanted to show off to Radiant how happy my kobolds are. Tried restarting Legcore and I'm seeing a message about increased API errors. Yeah, Discord's a piece of shit, and we should all like make sure that it like dies a horrible death someday. But also make sure that there's like a good streaming platform that I can just hop on with some people and like stream shit. I wonder how much these go for on eBay. Let's see. They were translated from Japanese game Keitai Denji Telefang Power version and Keitai Denji Telefang Speed version. Yeah, I forgot that, Jack. There's actually like 2 Telefangs as well. Like that is, they did the thing. Other than the doctored Pokemon title screens and Zero Wing style translation, Diamond and Jade are the same as the Japanese ones, which apparently had a GBA sequel. Creature on the front of the Pokemon Jade box in the fake section is the Forest Spirit from Princess Mononoke. What if it actually turns out someone in here actually identified the Diamond version? Hold on. Found the pictures from Telefang Speed, Jade. Here's website. Just want to say that to evolve a Pokemon or lightning monster or whatever, you have to fuse them with weapons like flamethrowers and M16s and all sorts of rifles. Yeah, like, do you guys remember the meme of a Pokemon design versus a Digimon design? And the Digimon is like, take a normal animal and like slap a bunch of fucking weapons and shit on there, like, as much as possible. Telefang is unironically that. That is, like, actually how Telefang works. You can also only contact Pokemon in certain places, and if you are far away, they won't come. Oh yeah, that's a mechanic that's fucking ass in that game, is when you want to get more party members, you have to call them up. And there is a delay of time before they get there. And sometimes they could even have problems. Like, you know, traffic is bad or whatever. So, like, they take longer to get there. There's extensive swearing and the levels are huge. Once I got for 2 hours and couldn't get out of a room. You could go into a giant tree level and they're legendaries you get to kill, but you can't catch them until you finish the game. I played it for a very short time, so I remember that at most I put it an hour. Let's see. I'm actually curious to see if the diamond one is actually identified here and no one has found it. Let's see. Genuine. Since screenshots always reminded me of Final Fantasy Legends and Saga. I'm like skimming this real fast. I really am curious, like, who made that diamond mascot? Pocket Monsters Crystal. Trying to cash in. Pretty damn sneaky. No identification. The diamonds on the Pokemon Diamond box look like the Chaos Emeralds from the Sonic the Hedgehog games. If you look on eBay, there's an American Green version ripoff. And it says it's compatible for GB Color, GBA, and DS. That's bullshit, as we know. Yeah, and they're saying it here. It's like everyone knows Game Boy Color games are incompatible with the DS. Well, almost everyone. I have Diamond as a ROM, duh. And it isn't that bad. No, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Like, if you grew up on bootlegs, you may just not know that it's bad. It's pretty bad. Why does everyone have the Jade version? The Diamond version mascot is so much better. Sparkling green color, much like the elemental metallic Pokemon games. You know what's easy to forget too? Japan did not actually get the colored cartridges for Pokemon. I think even Crystal might not be, but I'm not sure. But like, a vast majority of them are not, like, colorful. Always love to see the gold and silver logo there too. Game color. Like, I'm... Everyone says they're, like, finding different versions of it. Like, oh, cool, Pokemon Crystal and Pokemon Diamond? Man, you get a 2-in-1? I imagine that the time doesn't work because, like, old bootlegs probably didn't care about the real-time clock. It's clear that the creator attempted to make a Pokemon Diamond seem like a real Pokemon game. One picture included the monster thing on the back with a Wait, what? One picture included the monster thing that is on the picture for Pokemon Diamond in Cerulean City. What? Can we, like, get a visual of that? The other picture was of an E-monster named Kuribute. Oh, right, the one. I think that's the one Sandslash one. Yeah, that looked like a Sandslash. It's like wall Sandslash. The picture was a battle screen saying Sandslash used Poison Sting, attacking a very different thing. Both were level 118. Maybe that picture was a bit overdone and both of the pictures are fake. I'm really sad that, like, we don't know who made that. And, you know, by now I would imagine that the person who did, like, make it, if it was not, like, made in-house. Like, if it was stolen fan art, it's, like, the creator probably would have recognized it and said such. Or it would have been found on DeviantArt or something. If they stole from Modo Rada or whatever, What are the odds that, like, the Pokemon Diamond mascot actually comes from, like, a really obscure anime or something, right? Like, something that wasn't Studio Ghibli. But I don't think it really has that style, so I'm not sure. Like, they stole one thing from Studio Ghibli, but maybe there's something that's, like, Lost Media anime now or something that had it. Or not lost, but, like, really obscure. Pokemon Crystal works fine beside the viruses. Do you guys remember when people called Missingno a virus? In fact, occasionally both games freeze and sometimes restart all over again. This has happened more and more often now. That makes me wonder if it's like something to do with the RTC missing. You could change the day by going to town maps or flying. Oh, so they actually hacked it so you can play Crystal without the Tin Tower, like switching the modes. Meanwhile, there's a fucking lawnmower behind me. Unless you want to have a Pokemon that became unstable and froze the game. I couldn't climb the Tin Tower to catch Ho-Oh, despite catching all 3 dogs. I knew what I had to do. I meant to catch Ho-Oh on another Crystal game. All in all, if you want a perfect working Crystal, don't get a 2-in-1 Pokemon Diamond. It will have side effects. Yeah, I found this market overseas. The boxing game had no manual, so it was rather confusing figuring out Diamond. Pyro, I DM'd you the meme on Blue Sky. I forget that Blue Sky has a DM system. I used it to contact whoever was making the dinosaur game. Or not the dinosaur game, the dragon game. The Icy Dragon game. Tiny URL. Alright, what's this you motherfucker. Just pop that. And here we go. Where did I save that to? What is that? How loud is that lawnmower? It's just like going nuts outside. I wonder if I should see if Ice Lizard Games wants in on Hydra Place. Like, I haven't, like, brought it up. I don't know if they only make critter games, though. Like, they made a ninja game before. I would definitely like to give them some space, though, so they can, like, chill. Like, in case, like, people don't see it. Because their game looks fun. I wanted to play it at some point when, okay. Copy. And drop that. Turquoise has given us this. Which, by the way, I'm pretty sure Mothboy and Mothboy Jr. are just the same game, but repackaged. KT99010. I wonder if that... Crash, is this the cartridge you had? If you're still here, I don't actually know if Crash is here. He might hate me. It's not too loud, but hearable. Put on street lol. Just got my genuine Crop and Claw Famicom cart. Feels like solid as heck. It's never much for the Mega Man style of games, but I'm still curious about quality Lizard and Dragon. Yeah, I have to see if, like, maybe they want in on that. Super Dragon 3. I like Pokemon. I just realized Pokemon Crystal. Super Dragon 2. Super Dragon 3. Super Dragon 1. 67 and 1. Fuck off. You know, you could stick, like, other games on there, too. Like, Chair X could probably fit. Sniff Adventure might destroy a Super Nintendo. Oh, right. I should probably, like, shrink it down, though, so that, like, I can like, that people can, like, see this. Just, like, move that here, and I'll drag it down here. It is literally... Okay, there we go. Just pop that. There we go. Oh, this hate will not go away, it seems. Like, move that up. There we go. This is becoming a complete fucking mess. Oh, my neck. I saw your bootleg games page, seeing that it's Pokemon Diamond. I've played Pokemon Diamond. It's not seeing like how many people have actually played these bootlegs, like had physical carts of them and stuff. Because like I said, it was kind of an alien. What the fuck? Held a message for reason, race, ethnicity, or religion. Allow a post to chat. Guys, do you know what Crash said to trigger that message? Grand Dragon Dad. What triggered that? What happened there just now? I legitimately do not know how it was. I think it was Grand Dragon was what was like highlighted as the like offending message part. I have no idea what happened there. What is this Neopets ass uncle is a bad word detector? Wow, that's so weird. This is why I leave the like I don't really care like who's like shit posting in chat. I just love to see like what the detectors catch. Trying to like feel where the think nipple is so I can like orient myself. Oh my god, it did it to gold too. Could Grand Dragon be some sort of slur? I have no fucking idea. Automata is racist towards me. That's so weird. Is it Grand Dragon? Is it like Vietnam where like thunder fire is basically like fuck you? Like what's going on there? That's so weird. Yeah, Radiant just like got dinged on it too. Lamau, I see. What is it? Is it like some kind of Chinese slur or something? What is going on? It legit gave me a warning on my whole screen. Guys, I'm going to jail, aren't I? What the fuck is this? What did you discover? Here's the thing, I would have had no idea. It's supposed to be a bad term if Twitch didn't like bitch about it. It's actually much worse. Google it. Well, my keyboard's asleep. Oh, this must be fantastic. I'm glad I get to I get to add a new one to my collection. That's great. That's great. You know what? Thanks, Twitch. I would have had no idea that was a thing if you didn't, like, tell me. I hope they're doing okay over there. Grand Wizard also got dinged. Wait, what did I miss? Oh, don't worry. Turquoise, I love dragons, don't you? So that's fucking hilarious. That feels like AI or something. Like they just like something like auto-scanned a bunch of terms, like just vaguely associated things with like whatever came up and then just said like, okay, that's a bad word. That's a no-no word. Could almost say dragons are grand or something. Fuck you, Twitch. Yeah, I'm so sad, like, someone here doesn't actually have the solution to where the Pokemon Diamond mascot comes from. Wait, what? It's a complete ripoff of one of my favorite RPGs. I notice a ripoff when I see one of Monster Warrior XD Dragon Quest. Same base sprites, same barrels, same stuff in the beginning. Wait, is this a different game they're talking about? Because, like, Telefang is its own thing. Little clarification about your Telefang section and the bootleg Pokemon section. D-Shoot is the phone. I wonder how D-Shoot is like what they localized it as. Pokemon Fake Crystal. Or Fake Pokemon Crystal. Ah, this is it, guys. This is the first time I learned about Vietnamese Crystal. Laura writes, I bought a Pokemon Crystal game for the Game Boy Color, only to discover, when I played, it was a fake. The Pokemon were called elves. Instead of saving, you wrote a report, and when you catch an unknown, it was called a funny name. What's the funny name? Is that also gonna get me banned from Twitch? A whole lot of jumble came up and it reset. Oh, funny name, maybe as in like it was like, you know, M-style text and it just crashed. The Pokemon looked like the ones you get in Pokemon Green, and Professor Oak was called the Elf Monster. It was quite humorous to play, like when Mom showed me how to use the phone, plug in the Zephyr, and select the holy figure. And the only name you could call your characters was LS. It was perfect English, although not very good. I'm sorry? It was in perfect English? No, it wasn't. Guess that's going to be important to stay away from games discretion. Does it get flagged on Steam or something? But it looked like someone had made themselves at home by changing around a proper version. Has anyone else got a version like this, or is it just, yeah, like this is obviously like, you know, Vietnamese Crystal is big. Oh my god, what is going on here? Joel played like the most of this. I think he got close to the Elite Four. I think he maybe beat it. I don't remember. Huh. I remember the section being bigger, because, like, they did the whole thing, like, all sorts of, like, its content. So, I'm surprised that's not more. Pokemon Sapphire for Game Boy Color. Number 128-bit writes, at the end of last year, I found a Pokemon Sapphire tape? No, the Game Boy Advance does not take tape. Unless, like, there's a new appliance that... Like, guys, there were a lot of appliances for the Game Boy and Game Boy Color. Like, there was a lot. There was a fishing pole and a pregnancy test or whatever, so... Hopefully this doesn't bore you. It's kind of long. When you turn the system on, the copyright symbol will be scrambled as if the game isn't fully inserted. Oddly, it'll start anyways. You'll take it to an intro sequence about how the Rocket Brigade... Right, is Brigade, like, I guess another way to say gang? Because, like, Rocket Gang is, like, Rocket Dan is, like, Rocket Gang in Japan. Stole the improbity badge and destroyed the Magic Babies world. Zhaoxi and his pals try to stop him. But in this... Well, I guess it's Xiaoxi. I believe, like... In China, like, when you see an X, it's like, I think it's a sh, like, your tongue is closer to your teeth, whereas SH is more like, sh, like, further back. Like, I think, like, so when when you see the, when you get one of these handhelds, and you get, those, like, blue SD cards, I probably say it weirder than people say it, like, it looks like Kioxia, but I always say it as Kioxia, because I think that's how it's supposed to be said, if the X is, like, Chinese. I'm assuming it's, like, basically, like, just a Chinese company. Apparently they're owned by Toshiba or something, so maybe, like, those blue cards are not as shitty as the black ones, as I hear, or, like, the unbranded ones. So I have kept all my SD cards when I was getting those handhelds. I just figured they were too shitty to, like, rely on, but in a pinch, I'm using it in my Trim UI right now. The title screen lets you start off from where you last saved, or even loads directly like a save state. That's fucking weird. Think of that Wario Land 2's Game Boy Color save feature. Anyways, you have two files. When you begin, you walk around the world, go into various buildings, and evolve your magic baby. Approve of one or battle on the field. When your baby gains a certain amount of experience, you can evolve at the professor's lab. But you need a badge to do so. Battles don't end until you clear all the opponents. I battled about 20, but combat is turn-based for each monster. You move increasing amount of spaces, tiles, and stop there. This sounds like it's... the way it sounds makes me think of a tactics game like Fire Emblem. Maybe this is like a Fire Emblem game or something, like a bootleg. Was there a Game Boy Advance, or was there a Game Boy Color Fire Emblem though? Pocket Monsters, Sapphire, new game. But that's like Pokemon pinball art, isn't it? You even have Mudkip, Pintrico, and Torchic here. A long time lost improbability badge. The Rocket Burt Gade Barbaricol. The Changpan Woods Battlefield. Yeah, and oh, that Dratini looks so happy. I think that's the shading, but still. The World Select. Yeah, isn't this is like Fire Emblem, isn't it? Like, this looks Fire Emblem-y to me, as someone who doesn't really know Fire Emblem. Hope that helped. If this game is a hack or something, please let me know. I couldn't get any more screenshots. So let me know if you need extra information on the game. It's amazing. The world. Yep, that's the entire world. Pokemon Cyber Nintendo DS. This is the first bootleg for DS at this point. You notice, like, DS bootlegs, I feel like, took a while to show up. I'm not sure, but it feels like those were a little behind. Hey, Rose, I saw yet another bootlegged game. It was called Pokemon Cyber for the Nintendo DS, and I instantly bought it. It's a pity. I don't have the camera, but back when people didn't just have cameras. Do you remember that? Especially cameras that you could put on and, like, plug into your PC and stuff. I feel like the dual screen was probably more reason than anything. Yeah, I mean, I imagine there was some weirdness with it. I don't know, there might be something with the cartridges, too. Like, the lockout might have been more aggressive than it was on GBA, and maybe there's just, like, they didn't have... I forget, there's something like... Maybe it's that you just can't get custom DS cards easily. Maybe I'm just mistaking with that. Because, like, you can get custom... Like, if you made your own ROMs, right? Like, you made your own homebrew game... For a while, I believe you could not get DS ones, but you could get GB and GBA easily. Like, even without donor cards nowadays, I think you can get Game Boy. Like, there's literally a guy in Australia who just bakes these things, like, literally puts them in an oven. I just realized I'm starving. I didn't actually eat my, my daily squash yet. Let's see. Could be legitimate. It was so well made, it could be legitimate. I was completely devoid of any English with a totally original script for NPCs. Each script had a different character in battle. The game protruded by about 1.5 inches from my DS for some freakish... That is fucking cursed. It was 3D and it was completely unique. You saw the world in first-person mode and could see only yourself at the beginning of the game in a mirror and water. At the beginning, you got to completely customize your character any way you wanted. For some reason, we had a crosshead that resembles the one in my Metroid Prime game. So, like, maybe it's, like, based on... I think it's a hack of Metroid Prime Hunters. This is so... Do we have, like, any footage of this game? Like, does this game, like... Is this game lost media? Because it sounds bewildering. Like... Because I don't know how popular this site was at its time. Like, obviously it's popular enough I knew it. Maybe some other people do. Like, obviously someone here was a fan. Pokemon Chaos Black. Not to be confused with Pokemon Black, which is just a haunted cartridge. It's not actually haunted. That's the thing about Pokemon Black, right? It is actually just a weird ROM hack. And aside from, like, some poetic waxing at the end, like, it is actually one of the more, like, down-to-earth creepypasta haunted Pokemon games. Because it's not haunted, it doesn't kill the player or anything. Pokemon Chaos Black was originally a hack of Fire Red where the hackers just made 3 new starters and edited some of the other Pokemon. Oh, right. Please tell me we got some great starters. Pokemon Chaos Black version is the final game presented by Nintendo for Game Boy Advance and the third generation of games for this series, being touted for adding additional features absent from other games of the past. This game begins in Hoenn on a mission to keep Team Magma and Team Aqua from unbalancing Groudon, Groudon, parentheses, ground, and Kyogre. Why do we do that? Trainers will want to call on their best strategies ever due to the fact this is one of the most challenging battlefields delivered in a Pokemon game. Pokemon fans sure to have no problem meeting this challenge and to show off their skills while doing so. Did, people, is this a ROM hack that was, known? Is it a popular one? That's just Charmander's entry. Chaos Black. It's got, some red monkey thing. It looks like a fire red. Yeah, that guy said it was fire red. Quartz version on Nintendo DS for Game Boy Advance. Why does it say Nintendo DS? My internet's really shit in the bed today. Yeah, fuck internet. Snow Leopard. This Snow Leopard character really brings a lot of these. Guys, rye bread really is the shittiest part of Chex Mix. Pokemon Quartz. This game is something else. Originally a hack of Ruby and Sapphire, a Spanish guy named Sergio hacked it. He just rewrote the entire script, changed the story and layout a lot, and changed each Pokemon's names. The English is so vulgar and poor that it's hilarious. Also, the Gyarados in the cover that you thought might have been fan art is the pick of the Pokemon trading card game booster pack Hollow's Phantom. So cheap. Check because they would be the tastiest, but design. Poke Reserve Pilcromon Quartz version, all one word. The battle between Chaos and Order. Complete hack. Woot! 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 Holy shit, I haven't heard that term in fucking centuries. Woot! You guys remember that? Wow, that hit me like a brick right there. Woot, the oldies might know it. That has a different meaning reading this in 2026. The noobs will be glad to know it now. It's Poke Reserve Pilcromon Quartz, a hack over Ruby USA I started a year and a half ago, and I've finished it so far. Yeah, the one Argel doing especially, the one where you do it with the lowercase and the 2 zeros. 1337 lead. Guys, that was R67, right? That was R69. Main features, Subsection 386, new Poke Reserve Pilcromon, 237 available to catch in this hack. The rest will be another hack. This guy's already thinking about the next hack. Damn it, wake up. I don't want this system to fall asleep. I want to watch people complain that Discord can't post things. Looks like things work, allegedly. Experience, say, camera flash, people like them. Subsection A, new region, the region of Korna. The scheme is the same as Hoenn. No connection edit. But you will find here a complete new, awesome, and magical place. There are more places than in the original game. Tough. Made in Japan. Floaby. Dino Baby Pokemon. Hey, we got Kid over here. This is the time where I get to say, Zed Journey, go, buy it. I would say buy. Guys, go buy Zed Journey off of, your local, like, Taiwanese swap meet. Just Zid Journey for the PlayStation 1. Real? And you play it and it's like Land Before Time or something. Oh my god. I'm watching Discord and notifications flood in where everyone's just posting images. You know, like, the reason why Discord, like, couldn't post images is because someone was busy, like, siphoning off everyone who, like, doxed themselves to Australia and the UK. This Pokemon is always happy and hopping. When it rains, Flowabee spins over itself for water the... Click. Contains profanity. Please don't be uploaded to, like, what is it? Like, Photo Bucket or whatever. Okay, it's locally hosted. It's just not directly... Ah, fucking kid! You send my plan down to the... WC. What? I don't know what WC... Oh my god, I haven't seen this in ages. Look at this image. I always thought it was like a little, like, rounded button. Fucking kid. Contains profanity. That's not how you know it's a real... It's the Quick Claw. Oh, you got an F of fuck off. Thank you, Teach. This is how you know you've got a real winner of a ROM hack. Interesting. Like drug trafficant, prostitute, sexy assassin. You are saying words. Wild Riabari appeared. Guys, isn't this like a real Pokemon now? What is this? Is this Rayquaza DX? Not cool and edgy yet. Weird font, too. I really wonder what it's like to, play these things back then. Naranja version. Is that Koboldev? Oh, where is Koboldev? Is that Koboldev? Malnourished Rayquaza. Why is there a weird CGI Pokeball here? Maybe this game is based off the fourth movie. Pokemon Naranja version. You can have up to 6 different Pokemon with you at a time, each one involving in a battle game's experience points. What the fuck? This is just a description of how things work. This is it my end or is it Argel's end that's like shitting the bed right now? Noticing Vita stuttering. Okay, I'm gonna blame it Twitch. I'm gonna blame it's Twitch. It's all Twitch's fault, probably. Hopefully it'll like clear up soon. And I wish I could wire this thing, but like it's just too far away. Audio is fine, but the video free. Oh, that's fine. I mean, it's not like anyone's actually looking at the screen anyways. You're all looking at your phones. Fucking phone babies. Generally get stronger and sometimes evolve into stronger, more mature versions of the cells. Leveling your characters is a time-honored tradition of role-playing games, and in Pokemon Fire and Leaf Green, there are hundreds of different characters for you to poke. It's like Google translated Wikipedia article entry. I'm video editing? Oh no, what meme are you making now? Gold did mention something about AWS stuff going on, so maybe it's that too. AWS is, like, Twitch is owned by Amazon, so if, like, Amazon is currently getting attacked and, like, hacked and, you know, a bunch of personal information is being leaked right now, Much like Discord, maybe that's also related why half the internet is shitting the bed. My guess anyways. I can look and see, I'm just looking at, I just look over at Chirax Fortress, and it's just turquoise. Any suggestion for Discord alternatives? Yeah, I was on Stoat. A number of us, like, I know the Sniff fellas set up Stoat. Amber's crew for Dragon March set up something on Element and Matrix. The problem with Matrix is it does not scale very well. Like, I used to self-host a Matrix server. Guys, I could set up, in theory, a Hydra Place XMPP server, but that would... Yeah, there's some, like, weirdness to that because of how I would have to set it up. It's like, XMPP is actually how we do Dino Leaf stuff internally. I think XMPP is nice because it's also easy to host. It's very light. A friend of mine did that, and I think it's sort of a pain in the ass, and I don't even use it. Conversations, no one uses it except us. Yeah. I mean, it's all, what is it? All of that stuff I consider is fallback because Discord is just like where everyone is stuck at. It's why the Hydra Place is currently getting set up with a Discord. But I'm also going to probably funnel some attention to the forums as like a fallback so that when that eventually falls apart, then it's like you go to the forums and figure out where we all are next. In theory. I don't know. Maybe like wherever set up, like Ambi could set up an Element, like, bridge to whatever gets sent, so, like, there's not so much fragmentation. Yeah, it's a disaster. There's nothing we can do about it. Discord will refuse to die. Unless, you know, Final Fantasy VII Midgar artwork is done. I should play Final Fantasy VII on stream and just to, like, constantly say that. I'm sure that Crash will enjoy anything of a run of Final Fantasy VII. But yeah, the audience is, like, the biggest issue, because everyone goes there for the... Ooh, hey, it's Parap! What? Arjol is Parap the name for Chatot in Japanese? That sounds like a Japanesey name. Naranja means orange in Spanish, the fruit orange. However, the box is green. Green and orange is decent color scheme. Play Final Fantasy VII Remake. Oh my god, could you... Here's what I'll do. I'll play the Final Fantasy VII D-Make made for the PlayStation 1. Could you imagine if someone was dumb enough to make that? I say dumb, no, it'd actually be kind of funny. You'd need like 17 discs just to get through a remake alone. It is per app. Okay. I thought so. Let's see. On the back of the box, it boasts a screenshot of the male Diamond and Pearl trainer battling a wild Starly. Yeah, so, like, this site was, like, at its peak when... Or, not a peak, necessarily, but... It was around 2007 when Diamond and Pearl was, like, starting to come along is when I remember most updates. And, like, when I was following stuff. But I think the most I followed this site was around that 2003 to 4 era. Maybe into 5. That was the time I was really big with glitches. Like, I think I've told the story before. I first heard about Missing No in 4th grade from someone who I actually was, like, pretty good friends with up to, like, high school, and then I haven't seen him in, like, ages. And... or junior high, rather. And... he told me about the Blur, which was Missing No, I just didn't know yet. And he told me, like, how to do it. That got me into, like, how the hell does that happen? And that got me into programming and, like, figuring things out. Like, how tech, like, fucks up so bad. So that was how that went. Another hack by Sergio guy. How many hacks did this guy make? To hack a Ruby and Sapphire to fit the storyline of the Orange Islands. Wow, you even picked, like, the most pointless part of the anime, as I understand. Given a Lapras by Tracy, earned a Coral Eye badge, and see the Crystal Onyx, and traveled to the Orange Islands by Blimp, etc., etc. Nicely done. Too bad it's a real game. You get to play as Misty as... Why? Why do you get to play as Misty? That's such a weird... Yeah, Ashley, you know, the gym leader of Cerulean. Pokemon Trainer Tracy te está desafiando. Pokemon Perla. Pearl in Espanol. Nothing great. In fact, I sold it to someone shortly after buying it, who started hacking it, didn't get very far. 3 random starters. Mighty Annis, Beautifly, and Swampert. Maybe they mean Mudkip? Changed the main characters, a few of the town names, and did much more than that. Eventually you start getting like these weird, like, just ROM hacks that got found in 2005. Tornado Town. There's a very, like, Pokemon is personalized feeling I get with some of these ROM hack games. Pokemon Ruby version 3. Yeah, because Pokemon Ruby version 2 was just not well received. Brandon writes, I'm emailing about a bootleg cart game that my friend traded with me. He said he got it from Cyprus. Maybe it's like a city or something. It's a side-scroller and you shoot electric ball things. I've attached 6 screenshots of the game. Seems to be an okay game. Can't really say much as I've only played it twice. It's like people you see on Steam, like, played 10 hours, would not recommend. Or, like, played, like, 1,000 hours, would not recommend. It looks like Contra. Charmander with a gun? Other bootleg games. A few bootlegs I found on eBay. Seems that once you find a seller with a few bootleg games, they're often selling others as well. Some of these are bootleg ROM hacks, Pokemon ROM hacks dumped to cartridges, such as Chaos Block and Quartz version, but the origins of others are unknown. Certain games are listed only on the UK eBay site. That's something weird to think of too, is like, imagine if you like go on eBay and then you just change your region to a specific place. Maybe there are secret, like, games and things that you've never seen before that are on there. Like, next time Turquoise goes to Taiwan, go to, like, Taiwanese eBay, or, like, whatever, and see if there's, like, secret Pokemon games that no one's ever played before. Oh, right. This one is Frigga Returns. That's him. That's Frigga. I guess that's the guy from PokéXD. And that must be, Aquarius. Dark Lugia appeared in the Pokemon XD, not any Game Boy games. Aquarius means rainbow in Spanish. Strange to show a Dark Lugia. Note that this game and Ninja Birds were saved from the same box table. Okay, we must have had, like... Maybe they just, like, really like hacking up this guy's hacks in specific. Maybe they're all, like, on a website somewhere. The Pokemon Aquarius version new games, the region where Pokemon first took root and exploded into a major phenomenon. No, that was Kanto. Vague, nebulous description that could refer to any new Pokemon game. Terrible grammatic mistakes. Note the excessive commas and misplaced capitalization. Who's that trainer character? Actually, isn't that, like, who is that? That is a real character, isn't it? Or am I getting, like, this character is not real? graphics look like Diamond and Pearl, but also, like, that looks like a Heart Gold Soul Silver remake of Bugsy, I want to say, but I feel like I can't really remember these designs very well. All the humans look alike to me, so it's very difficult to tell. Battle screenshot appears to show new trainer character. Very strange. Is this a full-out hack or just a Photoshop box image? No Nintendo seal of quality to be found. Ah, that's how you know it's a fake. No fakes ever have the Nintendo seal of quality. That's never happened before. Aquarius is a rainbow, though there's also a variety of cookie called Aquarius with pink and white marshmallows on top and a mascot wearing a pair of briefs on his head. What? Oh, it's Gardenia from Eterna. Okay, so this would have probably been when Diamond and Pearl was just released. Right, I forgot Eterna, like, existed for a second. Pokemon. Pocket Monsters Blue Diamond. Special Pikachu Edition. I need to start putting, like, you know when you do, like, something like 3 and Knuckles featuring Dante from Devil May Cry? We need to start putting, like, Special Pikachu Edition under it. I won some bootleg games on eBay and they just arrived. They include a pirated copy of Crystal. The cartridge just says game. Jade version. Finally get to see the title screen. And the Diamond Special Pikachu Edition. Picture at the bottom of your page. So rip off the Super Mario Bros. 3. Oh my god, we made it to the end. I don't remember some of these later entries. Maybe they were, like, after the time. Think about all the, like, logistics and of manufacturing, hacking these games, and then putting them on bootleg markets, and then they just end up in a random swap meet near you. Yeah, though, this is the stuff that got me, like, really into this stuff. Like, I mentioned what happened was I went Googling for Missigno stuff. Once I found the name Missigno, and I think, like, this is... I don't know how long it took me to actually find this place, but this was the site that, like, got me a lot of things. It's also funny how we know so much about these games now that they've been, like, reverse engineered to hell and back. Yet, we still discover new things about Red and Blue and Green and whatever. Like, there's a whole... there was a whole thing about the meta of Gold and Silver... Or not Gold and Silver. Of Red and Blue and Green Gen 1 in general. Where... if you were an electric... I want to say if it was you were an electric type, then you actually could not be paralyzed. Was that how it went? It was something like that, I think, wasn't it? And this is consequential because Body Slam was meta on Dawn. Got, like, Chex Mix in my throat. So you had, like, Body Slam, and all the Pokemon simulators, like Showdown and stuff, was making it possible to paralyze electric types with that. And that's not possible. They only learned that, like, a couple of years ago, I want to say. I think it went something like that. Normal types couldn't be paralyzed by Body Slam. Okay, it's normal types that couldn't, which is such a weird niche thing, but yeah. Also, that is the SE88 Pro French horns, yes. Like that, those horns you hear in this, that's what's happening here. Very iconic horns are, in fact, the same sound module that's sitting right behind my ThinkPad. Let's see. I want to say that I also picked up a few... what I want to fish for in these is, like, some of the fake bullshit. Mew and how to not get one. That's a good start. Tell me about all your playground rumors. Let's see. There are only a few official ways to acquire Mew in any Pokemon game, plus one glitch. Get one from Nintendo at a special promotional event. Supposedly catch 150 Pokemon in a Japanese copy of Blue. The mail order promotional only... That feels like a bullshit one. Then show your Pokedex to the programmer and sell it on. In the US version, he'll give you a diploma, but in the Japanese version, he'll give you Mew. Unconfirmed. Can someone confirm that for me right now? This is important. Does the Japanese Blue give you a Mew instead of a diploma? That sounds like horseshit. I'm gonna call that, I'm gonna say that that is a myth. Like, that's one way you can, like, make US playgrounds, and even the internet, like the Anglo-sphere internet, like, succumb to rumors, is by just saying it's in the Japanese version. Because, you know, the average kid on the playground is not gonna have imports. And if they do, they're not gonna get far because they don't know Japanese. Probably not. I'm thinking of that too, yeah. Like, I have no reason why... I have no understanding as to why that would be added in. I remember the first time I pulled off the, what's it called event? The long-range trainer glitch. I played around with that so much in both Red and Blue and Yellow. Like, I loved these games because they were so glitchy. That's why I was, like, playing them as late as 2005 actively a lot. That's like playing Japanese Yu-Gi-Oh cards and making up what it actually does. There are other reasons for wanting Mew's besides bragging rights or its undeniable cuteness. Mew is the only Pokemon who can learn any TM or HM. Wow. Back in Red, Blue, Yellow, this meant Mew could learn Soft Boil, the HP replenishing move that was supposed to be unique to Chansey. Mew could also learn Payday, which only Meowth and Pikachu could learn. And of course, Meowth's the only Pokemon that learned that move naturally. Wait, when did what event makes Pikachu learn Payday? Is that like some yellow thing? Like... You could also turn Mew into a diverse powerhouse with moves like Thunder, Fire Blast, Solar Beam, and Psychic, obliterating friends and foes with a Pokemon they couldn't even get. I'm just imagining Angara in the back of my mind, like, yeah, no, Mew is not that great. You can't really do much. Psychic is not as overpowered as they say if you know what you're doing. And also, like, only 100 on every stat or whatever. Like, I'm literally hearing her say, like, no, no, no. What are you gonna do, like, Payday or your friends? Soft-boiled, like, spend a whole turn on that. Meanwhile, you could have just used Chansey, who has soft-boiled and also a fuck ton of defense. New Pokemon TCG cards are also more difficult to come by than your average card. I wonder how many I have that are, like, super duper valuable. It's like it was stupid OP back in Red and Blue, I recall. The actual busted type was normal. Probably because it's, like, not really resistant to or it's not really, like, vulnerable to anything. Oh, wait, fighting, actually. It's like it was stupid broken because, yeah, there was also an issue where, like, ghost types were not properly configured. I think it was that Psychic was invulnerable to Ghost, which is literally not supposed to be. That's not how that works. Beep, 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 beep. Let's see. Probably won't go too much further. I'll probably start skimming through. I know that Mike is doing Unreal Estate with Fred, so I'm probably going to end up raiding at the end of this. Probably at the top of the hour. I know that's like when he usually starts. Second was stupid OP back in... Oh, wait. Yeah, that's true. Which confused me forever because the cartoon said otherwise. Yeah, the anime literally, like, said, no, it does this. And they had a whole thing about that. And it was just wrong. Almost all fighting moves in Gen 1 were math attacks, so nothing can actually be super effective against normal. Really? Fucking really? Reminds me of, like, Dragon Rage being a piece of shit. Normal had stuff like Chansey, yeah. I wonder where she would mark Mew. Fake Mew scams. Oh, hello here. Yep. Both the first and 8th Pokemon movie. So this is like after the 8th movie actually came out. Why is Mew so popular? Because Mew. Mew was first discovered before Giovanni took over Team Rocket. Jesse's mother, Miyamoto... I'm gonna assume that's like... Yeah, that's the Japanese-only CD drama stuff. That's long forgotten media, basically. Please drop me an email at that place. I get all 152 Pokemon, including Missingno and M. 2. Get all to level 100. 3. Put Missingno, not M, at the Daycare Center. 4. Defeat DEFETE, the Pokemon League, a second time. Must be second. 5. After that, get back Missingno. 6. The man will say Missingno has produced an egg. 7. The egg will eventually hatch into Mew. Fascinating, since the raising of Pokemon eggs wasn't available until Gold, Silver, Crystal. 1. Get all the Legendaries. 2. Use only them to defeat the Pokemon League. 3. Professor Oak will ask if you're a legendary Pokemon collector. Say yes, and he'll give you Mew. Guys, I remember there was a guy in, like, elementary school. For whatever reason, this comes up every now and again in my mind. Where... I think I only saw him, like, twice. I don't really know because I can't really tell you what he looked like. And even back then, I didn't really even know what he looked like. Because, like, other people looked like him, too. And, like, he would tell me, like, these rumors about the stuff. Like, when I would ask. I don't think he had any idea what he was talking about. I don't even think he knew who I was. It's so weird. How did this happen? And he was like... I remember I was asking about, like, you know, what do you know about this place or something. I don't remember the specifics. Something about Cerulean Cave, maybe. And he's like, yeah, you go in there and you take, like, a left. And then, like, you fight a ghost. And the ghost will, like, have spikes. And uses a skill called Nudge. Which, like, kills your Pokemon and makes them stick to him. And then I just said, like, well, no, because the game is rated E, that wouldn't happen. Guys, I was, like, in, like, 5th grade or something when this happened. And he was like, well, yeah, the game becomes rated M. That's not how that works. There's a guy in elementary school who said they had Feraligatr in Gen 1. Even then back then I knew he was full of shit. Funny how some kids will just lie about stuff like that. Yeah, although it is funny that you can, like, if you trade Pokemon back from Gold, Silver, and Crystal, you can go outside of the, like, in both games, there's 256 possible Pokemon you can have. Because there's, one byte to address which Pokemon it is, and then that just points to an offset, basically, in terms of Pokemon data. Which, you know, there's only like 250 legitimate, or 230 like legitimate ones in, it's like 220 or something. I don't remember exactly how many. Like 190. Victory Bell is the last legitimate Pokemon and is like the 190th Pokemon. After that, you're pointing at like various random garbage data. But if your index number for a Pokemon is beyond that, then you start seeing glitch Pokemon. The ones that particularly vary a lot depending on which game you're playing. Like, those are the ones that are completely different. So, because, like, you know, the ROM offsets and the data has changed around a bit. So, Japanese, different language versions get, like, different kinds of missing nos and stuff. Yeah, he clearly wasn't talking... Yeah, I know, I'm just being a dick. I have never tried this before, therefore I cannot confirm it. Somehow obtain an HM I've heard is called Ghost. This is done after the SS On has sailed. Use Ghost to scare away the guard who is blocking. I think I remember reading this. Surf and you will find Mew. Where? Under the truck or not even the truck? If you catch it, you can keep surfing and you'll find Team Rocket, and they have a giant robot that is near impossible to beat. If you do end up beating it, you will find that the guard called the cops because of your ghost maneuver. Yeah, that's like the first thing people do. Like, if you like pulled out a literal ghost and terrified someone, the first thing they do is they're gonna call the cops on you. You must go to the lab and talk to Professor Oak before they catch you, or it will delete your file. It seemed very strange to me. I have also heard that if you use Game Shark before SS set sail, you can use strength from Game Shark to move the ship. Yeah, just like push the entire fucking ship? There really is a car behind the SSN. It has something to do with keys in the slot room near Celadon City. No, it doesn't. The car is a pickup truck. Now, however, you cannot move it. You can't get Mew there. You can't move the SSN. Near the car are some crates, which you can't break or move. And the car sits on a checkered island. Dude, that truck was a goddamn minefield. And you know what's funny? It appears in Gold and Silver's beta. They literally, like, put it somewhere in Kanto. Or not Kanto, but, like, they put it somewhere in that region. I don't remember exactly where. Like, in the prototype versions of Gold and Silver, which was just... I love how the prototype versions of Gold and Silver just tried to shrink all of Kanto into basically one town. Get a Dratini and devolve it in Dragonair. With the Game Shark, teach it Dig to use a Thunderstone on it. And use a Thunderstone on it. It will evolve into a Mew. Why? Why does Game Shark be a thing? That like is like part of a process. If you catch Mewtwo and make it hold a Super Potion, it will change into a Mew. Oh yeah, you know, just give it to a Pokemon. Another mechanic that doesn't appear for another generation. That's a weird one. That's not even hard to disprove. Like, the thing about these is, like, you want to make these as annoying to actually do, so that you waste your worst enemy's time at the playground. If you're in Lavender Town and fly to Cinnabar Island, talk to the guy in the Pokemon Center. You'll see, have you heard of the Pikachus? Have you heard of Pikachus? They're adorable. Want to trade a Pikachu for a Nidoran? Say yes, he'll trade it to you. If you say no, he'll say, I hate people who don't want to trade. Here, maybe this will change your mind. He'll give you a Mew. Oh, yeah, just give you. This random jackass in Cinnabar Island just has a Mew. It's hard to disprove because you can't do it. It's so weird because it's like the instructions say if you're in Lavender Town and fly to Cinnabar Island. That's a very specific step. The rule I remember in Gold Silver was some sort of Pokeball guide god by using Rock Smash, but also having a specific amount of gyms beaten. That one I feel for. Yeah, I never understood they just give you Mew. There's so many Mews. Look at all the Mews. I heard that if you trade a Magikarp between two yellow versions, either 30 or 50, I think it's 50 times you can get Mew. So much. So much. There's so much. Oh my god, I don't remember how many of these are. There's so fucking much. It just never ends. The Scandal of the Darkest Dungeon? What? This is a long and convoluted Mew scandal that is the result of numerous sets of weird theories I heard years ago. I tested this and it failed. It's really interesting. What the fuck? Another weird aspect of this scam. I love how they're using the word scam for, like, myth. Missing No Mew just did wonders for urban legends of this game. Yeah, there's just so many things that, like, made these games so memorable. Even outside of just the core of it. Secret machines. Part 3. Bill's Entrance, Sand Swipes, and Kangaskhan Connor. What the fuck? Acquire Breakthrough Secret Machine. Go to Bill's house and use Breakthrough on his back wall to get into his backyard. There's a cave door in his backyard. Enter the Darkest Dungeon. This puts you right in front of the Sand Swipes ladder as it described above. If you dare, fight and capture, defeat Sand Swipes to do the thing. Make sure Sand Swipes is putting your party at Nose Claw. Secret move that help you survive the dungeon. Sometimes it feels like these people have not actually played Pokemon. Aside from very specific elements like Bill's house. Climb down the ladder into the evil lair of Kangaskhan Connor. Down here, Kangaskhan Connor rules. He's a teenage-looking male Kangaskhan at level 1000. His move, Dizzy, can be used outside a battle to kill you. Now you have two options. What? Run for your life down the near south passage. Will put you in the grass outside Pallet Town eventually. Use the jump secret machine to make it into Pallet Town. Or just fly from there. Fight, or you could, as like 7B, you could fight Kangaskhan Connor. If you click on him before... What do you mean if you click on him? I imagine they're trying to say, like, if you press A. Before he attacks you outside of battle, you enter battle. Kangaskhan Connor is immune to all attacks but Claw, which will always score a critical hit on him. It's normal type. Defeat him with Sand Swipes or capture him. He can break out of Master Balls. There are two secret machines beyond where he... What the fuck? Guys, we're beyond fucking Mew. We've gone into some completely different territory here. He said that these were plausible, too. But you know what? We had a different frame of what Pokemon was in Gen 1 and 2. Like, that was a different time altogether. I love rumors of Glitch City being, like, having literally anything there, too. Like, Glitch City, I remember there was one where there's, like, a gym you could go to and fight Missingno as a gym leader. Which, no, that's not how that works at all. I want to find... Where are the... Oh, one second. Guys, I think the house is just haunted at this point. Like, my grandma knocked at my door and was like, "Oh, hey, thanks. I forgot to turn the burner off. You completely saved me." And I'm just sitting there like, "What?" And I go out there and there's like a whole pan of there's like a whole pan, like a big thingy of like pasta, and the burner's off. And I'm like, "No, I didn't do that. I've been fucking around in here the whole time." I mean, when you hear that Ken use this attack outside of battle to kill you, suddenly your mind is like, "Whoa, what, out of battle? That's scary," and visualize it. It has always like left me with a lot of imagery. You can see what I mean by this site is fun. Where were the Poke Gods? I want the Poke Gods. I literally can remember a Poke God section. I'm trying to remember how to get to it, if it was there. Like, I remember the images and everything. Glitch experiments. Truly bizarre glitches. They say Poke Gods here, but no, that's not, like... Wait, Control F. Can we please Control F? Hello? Is Control F not a thing? Control F. I cannot click things with the think nipple. Poke God. It's only one? Really? Huh. There is a way to get Poke Gods without Game Shark. They are missing no blobby and glitchy. Yeah. This is like what happens when you use... Well, at least they were polite. Yeah. I had this one. This one is weird because, yeah, there was this one, yellow version, which, like, makes your side of the battlefield, or whichever side he's on, like, just turn purple. I always thought this one looked like a floating microchip. Like, I always thought that the game was, like, starting to come apart. I'm trying to find and see... Yeah, these are just more of this. Yeah, like this guy, X, whatever that Japanese symbol was. Dash, X, comma, whatever. Oh, there's so many. Magikarp is evolving. Dark Koga. Where are the Pokegots? Pokemon articles, maybe? Team Rocket Japan. Team Rocket on Life. Unsolved Mysteries. What happened to Gary's 6 cheerleaders? Why do they have letters written on them? Come to think of it, yeah, like, do they exist anymore? Or do they, like, have a backstory to why that disappears? What happened to Brock? Who... Yeah, like, I'm trying so hard to, like, remember where the Pokegog section... Fake Pokemon. This has got... Oh, okay, we got OCs. Hold on, here we go. Oh, right, that's right. This person wrote a fan fiction. I forgot about that. Meow. Psychic Fire. These are not Pokegods. This is just OCs, I think. Frostine? Glaceon, head up to Glacial's time. Some illustrations of Santa Claus in colder climates shows a sleigh being pulled by a pack of Frostions. Breezeon. Suicune. Do you guys remember this era of the internet of, like, sprite fusions of Pokemon? Then again, we had that RPG Maker, Pokemon game, like, what was it? Fusionmon or whatever? Like, that like, kind of brought that back in a whole big way for a while. I wonder if they finished that project yet. Like, do they have every single combination of every single Pokemon yet? Hydra. You like Hydras, right? Turquoise the Radiant? There's like a contest thing I want to go down to too, which is apparently down here. You get contrast entities. Absol DNA, Umbreon DNA, Raichu, and Charizard, what the fuck? Just red Mew, Christmas Mew. Infinite Fusion, yeah. Christmas Rayquaza. Christmas Trico. A doggone... That's just Red Ridley. Dracia. Not bad, I would say. I mean, it's not amazing, but sure. Found, no. It's just fucking exclamation mark missing, no, from Gen 3. Evil. Glareon. Rocket. Evolution of Eevee using all 3 stones at once. That reminds me of that one Japanese 4 of Leaf, like, putting all 3 of the stones on eBay and then just comes out all horrible. Like, that face is a tail, the face is... It's all fucked up. Mech Toys. Mewbrion. Peachik. What's going on here with this, like, pissed off Pikachu? Porygon 3.11. Rorium. Fuckers is like an Evangelion angel. Vineon. Another new, like, a Vineon. Another, like, new name for, Vinny. Dude, I'm going insane. I want to see the Pokegods. I want to close out soon, but, like, I want to find the Pokegods. I'm surprised this whole thing, like, took all stream. Sprite Gallery? That's, okay, that's the original artwork museums. Oh boy. Gino. 2007 seems to be some of these later ones. Oh, they're game glitches? No, that's... Oh, man, where are these? I'm so sad I'm not going to be able to find the Pokegods. Maybe just like the real Pokegods. They're just not real. Maybe the section was never real. Maybe it was just always in my mind. Downloads. Oh, these are the days of, like... You got a desktop wallpaper or whatever. Torchic. I want to believe. I vaguely remember these. Oh, I remember this image. Maybe this is how I found the site. I feel like it must have been... This image is like resonating with something deep in my brain, and I can't remember what. Do you guys remember when... like, websites just had wallpapers and things you could download? What the fuck? I don't remember any of this. I was expecting, like, real plushies. I think they're, like, ideas. Kawaii glitch. The way all this feels warm is... This is, like, memorable in that way, too, just because it's, like, just a bunch of stuff. Cosplay. I never was into cosplay. This was always, like, a very alien world to me. Oh. Hello. Do you think, like, with, like, this culture of, like, very Japanese games being kind of niche, do you think people would just see someone dressed up as this and be like, what the fuck? Even at, like, a con or something? Where are these? I could have sworn, like... I could have super sworn I could see Doomsday in my mind. What if it was somewhere else and, like, the Pokegods I'm thinking of are just now completely lost media? Like, that was, like, the experiences of just doing stuff. Oh, man. Strange Evolutions? Is this just, like... Oh, this is just, like... Oh, they have, like, weird stories about stuff. Oh. Okay, well, I now have sun-made pasta. Vine Viper.exe has started working. Lamal the Katamari characters. So, yeah, I cannot find the Pokegods. I was really hoping I could find the Pokegods. I can't find them. But I have pasta. We'll be having other things, too, in a moment, so... CD glitch experiments. Diamond and Pearl discoveries, man. Think of it, anytime we saw these... We had no idea that one day, like, source code for these games were going to be leaked. Ah, things breaking. Missing no. Missing no. Hello, Missing no. What the fuck is this? Why do you need this? What is this? Frostbank. Creepypasta ass Missing no. When I was talking on MS Messenger with someone, I went to set an emoticon or icon I made. It's an animation, but the background. Chat's programs were so much simpler back then, weren't they? It was a simpler time. Well, I am sad I could not find the Pokegods. Maybe if I find them, I'll amend them. This was fun. I really like just going through some of these old sites and things. But for now, I think I'm getting old. So what I will probably do, like I said, well, it seems slower, but the tech was moving faster. It definitely feels like that. Now it's like the complete opposite. But so what I'll do, I'm going to set this up for rating, because I'm going to go see Mike in Unreal Estate. If you like looking at horrible houses on websites or whatever, like, that's what he does sometimes with the guy who does Down the Rabbit Hole. So that's always fun. I'm going to set that up in just a second. Or my keyboard will be bitch. Because I got, like, food coming in a moment. So I'm just going to be sitting here stuffing my face. And everyone's going to have to listen to ASMR. It's going to suck. So tell you what, then I'm going to do that. And then I will have to do things later. Because I'm stuck doing things I don't want to do. But it should be okay, probably. Allegedly, in theory. This is fun, just need to look back. Yeah, I'm going to, we'll be doing this again sometime. I don't know what we'll do next, but, like, Lemmy's Land is also back, so that's a relief. But for now, it is time to go. So, go nuts! Yay!